That's gripping.
It's so good.
Rose is with us now alongside her co-star Kieran Moore.
Good morning. And we're also joined by British Sign Language interpreter Toby, who will be signing for Rose throughout the interview. Good morning to you too.
Nice to meet you, Toby.
Hello. Can you give us a little rundown of what the show is all about?
Okay, so it is a really good entertainment drama show, and everyone that's doing lip reading in the stuff that a lot of people have an idea of what lip reading is, but when you watch this, you will realise, oh, lip reading's not what I thought. It's actually much more harder, and it's like a great big puddle. You're trying to work it out, and you're kind of going on a journey with Alison, and being in her head, trying to make sense of the world that she is in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, actually, is the technical aspect of it is absolutely brilliant, how you portray that.
We did a lot of work because it's the first time we do something like that. It's different.
Yeah.
But normally, in the head, when you're lip reading, most of the time, about 80% of the time, you're guessing. And then you take out a few words, and then you're trying to work out around it. So we were thinking, how do we do that technical? Because normally in our head, it goes from 0.1 second really fast. So we were trying to get that onto the screen, but make it sense for the audience able to watch. It took a long time, but we got there in the end.
It's a really smart, clever device for those of us that don't have problems with hearing to understand what it is that you're explaining, that puzzle of positioning the words. I sometimes think I'm actually quite good at lip reading because we do a lot of interviews and you read people's faces. But, of course, we can hear the tone of what somebody's saying. We get the sense of what they're saying, which is often where you pick up what those words mean. And if you don't get that, it changes everything.
No, but we still get a tone, but you hear the different tone, but I hear the different tone in your body language.
Right.
Your face expression, if you're happy or sad or stuff. And it's the same with sign language. I think with sign language, you really do pick up body language a lot more.
So your character, Alison, is working in the canteen at a police station, and then suddenly they need a lip reader, and they know she can lip read. But she doesn't just leave it at the lip reading, though, does she, Rose? I mean, she's a frustrated Agatha Christie, it seems to me. She wants to get out there like Miss Marple and solve the crime, doesn't she?
Yeah, I think because when you're a deaf person, society makes decisions for you and makes your base like, oh, she works in a bar, you should be grateful for that. But actually, she wants so much more for her life. She wants to really get involved, and I think she got a bit too far. But you know, met Kieran, so.
No. This is my favourite bit of the whole thing. Like, it's this crime drama, and you're obviously trying to solve that. But then you guys, Kieran, have the most gorgeous relationship together. Well, it's developing, as I see it right now, but I think I know where it's going.
Tell us about Liam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you do know where it's going to go.
Oh, do
honestly,
I not?
Every time I was reading the scripts, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Liam's kind of like Alison in many ways. He feels like a bit of an outsider. The world hasn't been extremely kind to him. He's had a difficult upbringing, and he feels like he just wants a little bit more, and he feels like he's going to do whatever's necessary to get it. And I think when we meet him at a time in his life where he's extremely determined and he thinks he's not going to let anything get in his way, and then he's introduced to Alison, who I think I've toyed with this idea that she kind of becomes his conflict, really, or his conscience, sorry, should I say. I'd say Liam becomes more Alison's conflict.
Yeah. It's fascinating watching that develop, and because, of course, Liam is working with this gang.
The lone wolf.
Alison is trying to help the police work out what it is that they're going to do.
And Liam has no idea, you know. To him, it's fate. He meets this girl at a scary time in his life, and he thinks it's organic, and, you know, I think he is blindsided and excited by it. I think she gives him even more of a reason to want to do what he's doing.
I love the fact that you learned a bit of sign language before you started the role. Was that sort of impress, Rose?
Well, I actually did. On a whim, I was filming elsewhere, and I started ASL, and
Which is American Sign Language.
American Sign Language, which I was so ignorant, I didn't really know the differences. And then I got this tape, and I was like, this must be like meant to be. And then I threw like a little bit of cheeky ASL in the auditions scene. And then everyone was like, oh, no, it's completely different.
It's a
so
different
I was like, oh, we've got to start all
Oh,
over again.
no. So have you started learning the British version?
Yeah, I'm on a 55-day streak on Lingvano.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, because your relationship together is an integral part of the show, but you didn't have a chemistry read or anything.
No, I think you just got back from a job and I have a crazy year last year.
Yeah.
So we wanted the chemistry test because it's really, really important to have chemistry test because it can make or break the show.
Sure.
Because if it doesn't work, there's no show. So we took the risk and I thought he'd take. And I was like, OK. And then in the read-through, we got on well and I thought, oh, thank God we got on well.
Yeah.
Thank God we got good chemistry test.
Yeah. But Rose, what was it like? Because to suddenly be, #1 on the call sheet, executive producer.
By the way.
Yeah. Did you start
Come on, the
making
boss.
cigars and kind of strolling around?
Making demands.
Telling everyone off. But I think the executive producer was really important for me because it's not to get the fancy title or my name out there. I was doing it as a person because often in my experience I come onto the set and then there's something that's not quite right in the script or there's culturally that person was behaving that way and you're trying to change it and it's just chaotic and you haven't got time. But the fact that I can be involved in the process 2 years before the script got even written, then it means I have more input into the script and bringing deaf people, using my network, and we brought that Bryony, where she was a user, she had a vast knowledge, she knew she worked on Peaky Blinder. So bringing her in, and once you have disabled people in a higher position, it really does have a knock-on effect in the whole team, and it felt very inclusive.
What was she like as the boss?
Honestly, my best boss so far. Yeah, absolutely. I think Rose is just so much more interested in getting the best out of everyone. You know, the story was so important to you, but also, like, I couldn't believe that it was your first time leading anything, personally. You always... I'm at the beginning of my career, and I think that #1 position is so important because it really does spearhead the whole thing. Yeah, it sets the tone. It sets, even especially like people that are coming in for one day. It's the person you look to, and they sort of they lift you up. And Rose was exceptional. Like, I've never been on a set so fun. Rose was playing traitors with the crew every day. Were
you being Claudia?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I was Claudia. We played the traitor on set.
Claudia, better watch out.
Yeah, it was coming to the end, and. No, I think I've told her. But she knows about it. It coming to the end, and you're working at 5 in the morning till 8 in the evening. Sometimes you do night shift, bit change, and sometimes the energy of the crew can get a bit tired. So they needed something like this. So I thought, oh, right, time to bring out my Claudia Winkman and make traitor, and they all murdered each other, and they went visual. Some of them were really brutal in murdering.
I love that. I'm looking at my crew now. There's a few I think they quite enjoy murdering each other. You're absolutely right. It would pick up the energy.
They would for
needed.
John Terrade's steak, for sure. Thank you for coming on the show today.
thank
It's a
you.
brilliant show. Well done.
Good luck with it.
Amazing.
Lovely
yeah.
to see you, Rose. Great to meet you.
Thank
as well.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Code of Silence starts this Sunday at 9 o'clock on ITV1, and then you can watch all episodes on ITVX. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Oh, and Michelle Collins joins us.
She's such a drama queen, isn't she?
But it's so brilliant, like the two of you going at it together, Kathy and Cindy. I mean, she's got it in for her this time.
Everyone can relate to those mother-in-law jokes, can't they? I mean, obviously, don't do what Kathy did to Cindy on Christmas Day. But yeah, I mean, I love Deeley. I think she's so great playing Kathy, again, that strong matriarchal figure. And we have fun. You have to kind of have fun with playing those two characters.
But Cindy is the gift that just keeps giving.
Yes.
Just when you think she's done absolutely everything she can't do, there's something else they find for her to do even more dastardly.
They gave me a bit of time off, I think, because I think, you get a bit exhausted. I get a bit exhausted with Cindy. I think I needed some time off. Yeah, I kind of love playing her for those reasons that you said. She's unapologetic. Like you said, she's a ball breaker. She's bold. She's... you just never know what she's going to do next. She's kind of dysfunctional and interesting, but just kind of also passionate and vulnerable as well. And I think all those things are really great to play as an actor.
Yeah, and when you see all those different layers to her as well, I think that's when it's so interesting.
Yeah, and I just think, I mean, obviously going back after those 25 years, you kind of did worry, do people really want to see her again? And I think it's kind of proven that they do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's fantastic working with Adam, who plays Ian, and then I've got zillions of children.
I do think, though, there's something always watching. Like, God. Ian always strikes me such a wimp when it comes to Cindy. He's like, I can still see Cindy getting him back.
He adores her.
He can't stop loving her.
She loves him, but I think the difference is, and also it happens as you get older, I suppose, doesn't it? She loves him, but she's not in love with him. But I think he kind of can't live with her, but can't live without her.
Yes.
And I think there are a lot of couples like that. The very famous George and Mildred.
Yeah.
Mildred? They just squabble the whole time. But now it's got to the point where she's come back and she's so fed up of, particularly Kathy, being hypocritical about the way she's behaved. And she looks around and she's like, excuse me, look at you lot.
Yeah.
You're kind of the same as well. So, and she wants kind of what she deserves. And she can't get Bealseel, so she decides to go for the Albert, which Kathy used to own. And we've got some really fun stuff coming up, which is good to see the other side of Cindy, where she takes over the Prince Albert, which is the gay bar.
Amazing.
In EastEnders. So that's been really good fun.
I mean, that's going to be iconic.
Yeah, of course.
Cindy running
Cindy in a gay bar.
I mean, it's iconic.
I can't wait.
Are there going to be some doof moments coming up? Do you still flick to the end of the script when it arrives?
I used to many years ago. I mean, we all did back in the day. I think people do now, particularly the newer one. Yeah, you kind of have a little
it's exciting,
sneer.
right? It's the big
Listen,
cliffhanger.
if you're a newbie to EastEnders and you get a doof, it's really exciting. And I think people even kind of go, well, what should I do? How should I do the doof? Do I kind of do it for a long time? You just go, just be natural, just do it.
Yeah.
But I think Steve McFadden has got the most doof, and then I think it's Adam, and then maybe Letitia.
Yeah, of course. Do you remember reading the part first time, 1988, when she first came in?
I originally, went up for the part, and I thought the part was called Corinne. And actually, when I went, Corinne was the producer. I thought she was Cindy, and I got it completely wrong. And I was only in for 11 episodes, and then I stayed. And, and she was quite a small character at the very beginning. But I think that's kind of what they do in EastEnders, and Sharon Marshall will tell you. You can see over there.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to her.
That's when you first start. I think they kind of see how you work, how you fit in, and then they start writing for you. I don't know what that says about my character for Cindy. I don't know what that means.
They haven't been able to stop writing for you.
I like to think I'm very different. Different.
Well, she is so iconic, but you're also going to be playing a new iconic character as well.
I am. So the BBC kindly have given me a month off to do the Edinburgh Festival.
Right.
And
Edinburgh debut?
Yes, I've never done
You never went
Edinburgh.
up as a student actress?
No, I wish it was something that, I don't know why it didn't happen. I knew loads of friends and I always wanted to go and it didn't happen. And this opportunity came, and it's a play called Motorhome Marilyn that I kind of met this woman who was dressed as Marilyn, and she was my kind of age, and she was driving a motorhome.
Where? In LA?
In LA. She was in LA, by the Chinese theatre, you know, where the stars are.
Yeah.
And she kind of got out of this trailer, she put money into the meter, she had these really kind of long red talons, and I only saw her from behind. And she walked around, and then she turned around, and I was like, wow, that's a Marilyn lookalike. That's kind of my age. And then I said, so that she walked off, and this guy said, hey, Marilyn. And I said, who's that? He said, that's Motorhome Marilyn. She does the strip. And I was intrigued by this woman, like, what? How did this woman get to this place? Who is she? Never saw her again. And then I created a play about her. Then lockdown happened. We'd got the Edinburgh Festival, lockdown happened. And then I got a brilliant writer called Ben Wetherall. He's written it, a great director, Alexandra Spencer-Jones, and we are going to Edinburgh from the 29th of July to mid-August the 25th. I know, I'm crazy.
Are you nervous about it?
One-woman show?
One-woman show, yes.
Love it.
But don't worry, if you don't like Cindy, it doesn't matter, because I'm not Cindy. I'm playing someone else. Which is also kind of, we need to kind of, as a creative, go off and do very different things. And I love playing Cindy, but I also think when you go off and do something else, it brings a new energy. And it's a challenge, and you know what? I'm 62 and I've never been to Edinburgh, and why not? I think we should all challenge ourselves, get out, do something out of our comfort zones, and I'm still kind of ambitious, and I think a lot of people think at 62 you should be kind of putting your feet up and you're reading the paper, and it's like, no. So I'm really excited about it.
It's going to, you're going to love it. It's just the most extraordinary. I went last summer. I've done it years ago when I was 8, but my sons were in a choir and they were there last summer, and it reminded me...
When you were 8, did you say that?
When I was 8, I was in a play that was there, at the play called Race to be Seen. It was an incredible experience as an 8-year-old, but the boys were there last year, and it was a reminder of what an extraordinary time it is.
It's like the Glastonbury, I think, for the arts.
I do agree.
It's like there are like 5,000 shows there, and they've got the free fringe. So if you think you kind of want... It's a brilliant showcase for people. I mean, Fleabag started up there.
Yeah, big
Baby
way.
Reindeer started up there. Loads of comedians started up there. So I am really excited. Yes, I'm scared. But you know what? Like I said, you have to do things out of your comfort zone.
Bravo.
And scare yourself. It's kind of... It's good for the soul, isn't it?
Absolutely agree. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Shephard. Lovely to see you. Good luck at the Fringe, of course. And EastEnders is on tonight, 7:30.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Good, and to mark their 25-year milestone, Phil Spencer and Kirsty Allsop join us now. I mean, when you look back and you see that, you must have such fond memories.
It's been a lot of fun. It really has. Well, 25 years, it's gone in the blink of an eye.
Watching it yesterday, because we've got an advanced copy of it, it is so joyous, though, Kirsty, watching your relationship develop on screen. But that moment, even for the two of you who were property finders already, that was your business. When you get that call and you had something accepted, and you can see it's such a moment of
It's
triumph.
such a moment. I had it last week, and the couple that I were with had a really hard time. It was a blended family, and they just wanted to live together. They hadn't yet to live together. And it was really special, that
when
moment.
people come to us for help, and they only come to us almost as a last resort, they've struggled and not been able to find what they're looking for. So if we are able, in a fairly short space of time, to serve up some solutions and then do a deal and try and save the money, that's a really satisfying place for all of us and all of the production crew.
I was trying to remember what sort of property shows were around 25 years ago.
I don't think there was.
There weren't. It was a new genre. We had Grand Designs.
Yes.
That's 26 years old now.
So that just started, really.
Yes, and then there were the revamping shows, you know, the shows which redecorated a house in 24 hours.
Changing rooms or whatever,
which were really exciting. But the more technical purchase shows where you got advice on how to buy and what to buy, and where you really saw the real stories, because that's one of the things we're really proud of. It's their money, we're really making offers, we're really seeing the houses. It's some of the least fake TV you're going to find.
I think we've been really lucky. Because we're not all keen cooks or gardeners or car enthusiasts, but actually we are all interested in where we live and the roof over our head at night. So there's added into the process, people don't move very often, and it is stressful, and it is full of decisions and discussion and debate and compromise and money and emotions. So there's a lot for us to kind of work with it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like property is the narrative that runs through the show, but the real it's the human element that you have to it as well.
That's what we love. What we love is each couple, like the two sisters, Inez and Amoki, who are on tonight, the first in the new series. They had such a hard ride. They were first-time buyers. They moved back to Suffolk. They were commuting from Suffolk into London to work. And they'd saved up, and then they'd made an offer on a property which it turned out didn't have the right documentation. Another one, they were outbid. And then when they came on the show, they were really desperate. And I was really so passionate about finding them the right thing. And then we found it, then we got outbid, which doesn't often happen to us. So that was a whole other thing. And it was really funny, because yesterday I was working with a colleague who I'd been working with on the day that I had been going off. Because, you know, we've got Love It or List It and Location. And the relationship between those shows is really sweet. And I will say to that one team, oh, I've got to go off and do something for the other team. And he said, I remember you going up and down this decking in a house where we were filming Love It or List It, just furiously trying to secure the house for Inez and Amoki.
Phil, you get so invested, and the two of you are competitive with each other as well. That's one of the things I really love. What were your impressions of Kirsty when you first met?
They probably remain consistent throughout the 25 years. Always great fun. I never know what she's going to say from 1 minute to the next.
Yeah, in slightly more comfortable shoes than the boots that you wore
never
initially.
Comfortable shoes.
Wow, really?
Never ever comfortable shoes. Never seen him flat.
No, I do sometimes take them off. And have a pair. I do now travel with a pair of more comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
Never trousers and never flats.
I love
Always
that.
immaculately toned out.
But it was interesting when you were watching the 25-year show, because obviously you know all about property and you have that history and you're the masterminds behind it. But then there's all the different things that politics change. There's a pandemic, all these different elements change as well that even you guys can't predict.
It's really interesting filming the hour show that's on from 9 until 10 tonight. Yeah, looking at the kind of bumps and moments. And there's been a huge changes in the market throughout, the ups and the downs and the different advice that we've given and deals that we've done at different times. And I think that's probably what's kept it fresh for us and possibly fresh for the viewers as well, we're every time we go out to make it, the market is slightly different.
It's evolving, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's different nationally. And I think the greatest joy of our working life is the privilege of having seen every county in the country.
Yeah.
And we know, you know, if when I meet someone, I ask them where they live, there's a very strong likelihood I've been there. I know the place.
Yeah, of course.
And that is something that would never have happened to us otherwise without location. And it's really amazing. You feel you know your own country.
There's one of the in the 25-year show. One of the things I thought struck me, because yesterday we're starting to talk more and more about AI and ChatGPT, and we had our own new family member of the This Morning family, who is Julia, who is an AI bot, I guess. You had a couple that basically did their search, their initial search where they live, by going into ChatGPT, and I thought, gosh, that's a real shift in understanding the right part of the world. You don't think it worked? But I was fascinated that they did that, though. It felt like a quite smart idea.
They weren't born and bred in this country, so they didn't have particular connections anywhere. So they simply put it into the chatbot, and it spat out of town, and they said, right, well, let's go and live there. And it was brave.
People...
Brave.
One of the questions we asked, the number one question we asked, is there a location? Is this location doing this? I always say the same thing. Buy where your life works.
Right.
And that's where ChatGPT would probably struggle.
Interesting.
Is that actually, you know, where's your childcare? You know, where are your ageing parents? You know, people always say, we want to be close to our parents, not so close that they can come round without ringing. Where are your friends? Where is your commute to work?
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking to a colleague of ours who's here with us today, and he said, I'm going to have to move out of home quite soon. He still lives with his parents because the commute is getting a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
So where is he going to find a place to live that works for returning home and getting to work?
Yeah.
And that is the key, is to look at how your life is going to work. But also the difficult bit is to look 5 years down.
Forward. We're always encouraging people to think 5 years forward. And what will life
look like
then?
Yeah.
And it's not the life you necessarily want to lead now.
Yeah.
But if you wish to lead it, then you might need to plan for it.
We were talking about it yesterday, actually, and people moving back in with their parents so that they could now, you know, 30-year-olds, so that they could now then afford a deposit for a house. I mean, that's changed in the 25 years.
Rents have gone through the roof, landlords are exiting, and there is less choice of rental property, so the supply and demand up go the rents. That's a real problem for society at the moment.
Yeah. Well, the show is great. Thank you.
It was lovely to watch it back.
It was. You remember all these different things, don't
and
you?
I love when you revisit some of the characters that you found properties for. I think it was Louis and George, you know, and see where they are and how they're doing and things like that.
Yeah, Phil gets to do a lot more of those revisits.
I did a revisit on Monday.
A real joy.
Is that because the punters like him more? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's more easygoing. He's gentle.
I love going back.
He can travel.
I love going back.
No. Thank you.
And it is a great pleasure to see when it's all worked out.
Yeah.
Michelle, thank you so much for being here this morning and having a chat. You can catch the new series of Location, Location, Location tonight at 8 p.m. on Channel 4, as well as specials 25 years of Location, 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 and Kirsty and Phil bleeps, boops, and the best bits.
Yes, there's a fair few.
No, thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Back now then, he may well have proven his strength with the SAS soldiers. He was crowned king of the jungle. But today, we are exclusively revealing Sam Thompson's toughest mission yet.
Having established himself as a triple world record holder on our show, we're following Sam on his next big feat, Soccer Aid's matchball mission for UNICEF. And he's here now to tell us more.
Is that the actual
This is the ball, man.
Is that the one that's going to be...
This is it. Yeah, this is what's going to be, hopefully, taken straight to Old Trafford.
Are you to be trusted with that?
I don't know. I've been holding it all day.
I don't know if it's a good thing.
I've named him Bertie.
Bertie.
Oh.
Yeah. By the way, I love him at the moment. I'm going to hate him by the end of this.
Well, so what we know is that Soccer Aid is kicking off up at Old Trafford
Yes, it is, yeah.
this year. You are currently in London.
Yeah.
How, Sam, are you getting the ball from London to Manchester?
Well, it's, as you now know, it's 260 miles for me from here to there, and we're going to be... This is really fun. We're going to be going via... I'm trying to find the fun in it. We're going to be going via different stadiums. So we're going MK Dons, Villa Park, Port Vale, Goodison Park in Liverpool, which I don't really... We're kind of going diagonally and then going sort of a right angle to our goal. They're making it real long. And
they have just won the Premier League, though, so you're allowed to go via Anfield.
That is when we're going via Goodison Park.
Oh, you go via Old Goodison? Are you going to see Everton's new stadium?
Quite cool. I don't actually know, but quite cool to see the new one, mate.
Yeah, go via both.
It'd be really cool.
If you go past Goodison, you can go past Anfield as well, because they're right next door.
Yeah, but I'm a Chelsea fan, mate. I don't want to do that.
He's not interested. So, let's talk seriously now. Have you been training? Is your body a temple? Have you been watching all your diet? Have you got anybody who's kind of helping you out?
None of the above. Yeah, I've got someone helping me out. I've got a running coach who is absolutely amazing, a guy called Taylor, and I'm trying to stick to it as much as possible. But I have so much admiration for anybody who does things like this. Like, I've only just started realising... I did a 5K. That was the furthest I've ever gone. And suddenly I'm sort of like up to like 17K.
And because, of course, each day you're running a marathon each day, and then you've got to cycle 80 miles on the bike.
Well, it's anything up to 80K.
OK, 80K.
Anything up to, so it can sometimes be less as well.
Trust me, Sam, it'll feel like 80 miles, regardless of how far it is when you get on the bike.
Yeah, I'm really nervous about that. I mean, I've never even run a marathon, so doing 5 marathons in 5 days and then having to get on a bike and do it and doing that. But look, I will do it. I have to do it. There's no option to not do it. And I was incredibly lucky, actually, recently to go to Guatemala and see what it's all about. I mean, UNICEF is one of the biggest charities in the world. It was a complete honour for me to even do Soccer Aid, to be honest, last year. But then
She's super cute.
So that's Danny. Danny's 3 years old, and she is just one of the most special human beings you've ever met in your life. And before I got there, they spoke to me about her mother was saying that she barely ever spoke and she was really worried about her development. And when she went to the Child Development Centre that UNICEF put on, and this is just a rural town, 4.5 hours out of Guatemala City, and they have a centre there. And she said that she's completely changed in such a short space of time. The child that I saw was holding my hand, bringing me in to play with her, like doing the laundry with her mum. She's 3 years old. She is so joyous. And actually, do you know what? I think going there, you don't quite know what you're going to be like because...
No, it's quite frightening before you get there.
You don't, because you want to be so authentically yourself. You don't want to be, like, thinking about what you should be saying or anything in these kind of films. You want to feel it.
Yeah.
And so you don't know how you're going to be. And I came out with a completely different idea than when I thought. I thought it was going to be a bit sad. Obviously, it is quite sad, but I came out with such a feeling of hope, joy, and happiness. Yeah. And that completely radiates from the kids there, and it's obviously really tough circumstances over there, but they have so much happiness and so much hope that if we can just give them the smallest little platform to succeed, they'll be prime ministers, mate.
Yeah,
like, they are so amazing.
Optimism is huge.
Oh,
right?
the optimism in their eyes, it's so beautiful to see. And that's what UNICEF do. It's the cornerstone of what they're doing out there.
And of course, that's what, Sam, you need to hold on to. You need to hold on to the pictures of Danny in your head when it's getting really dark.
Yeah, the
because it will do
responsibility.
on the marathons and on the bike, and just knowing that is... We're going to be with you every step of the way.
Yeah, we will.
Are you going to run?
Following it. I'll be very keen to join you at some parts, for sure. Whether that's on a bicycle, whether that's with my trainers.
We could get you a sidecar or something. He could drag you along
me
behind.
along.
Or just have a backy.
It's no mean feat, this, though. I've done
isn't.
some challenges like this, and as we've been discussing, it's going to be much tougher mentally than it is physically, because you've just got to keep going.
I don't know what I've got in there.
You've got loads in there, and we've got a message from somebody who wanted to make sure you understood that they were fully behind you as well. It's a very special message from somebody who knows all about big challenges.
Sam, the challenge is on. It's all for the great cause. Soccer Aid for UNICEF. Mate, get the job done. I'll help you in any way I possibly can, but the hard work is now on you. Don't be shaking it, lad, or you've got me to answer to. See you soon, champ.
The legend, Tony Bellew, fellow I'm a Celeb camp mate.
Of course, he's on the golf course.
That's where he spends his life now, of course.
Oh, mate, do you know what? I called him recently, actually, and I just said, man, I'm really nervous for this. And he was just like, look, mate, there's no way, backwards isn't an option. He was like, forwards is the only option. But, I mean, look, I think I feel a lot of responsibility and I feel a lot of pressure because I've made amazing friends with a lot of the people at UNICEF, and we've been working together for a lot of this year, and I just don't want to let anyone down, and I really, really don't want to let anyone down.
Great thing about pressure, Sam, pressure makes diamonds.
And it's for tyres.
Yes,
and it's for tyres.
It'll get your adrenaline going.
When you get it there, you're going to be putting on the shirt, you can play as well?
If I can. I mean, look, it's quite quick after the challenge, so if I can get out there for even 10 minutes, I'll be so... You got a sending off, apparently.
Oh, he was always really dirty.
You're the only one who got sent off.
Always really dirty.
No one ever starts with, so you're the only England player to score every penalty they've ever taken. You get one red card, and that's all they want to talk about. We've got a little package for you, Sam.
Come on, then.
It's going to get you round.
Just a little bit of...
A little bit of support
what you might
and love
need.
From me and Kat.
Yes.
I'm going to put this over here so you get a sense of what we've got for you.
Right.
There's some important elements in here.
Yeah.
So we've got some Epsom salts.
I love Epsom salts.
There's a big bag of Epsom salts.
Yeah, we've got some, like, energy, vitamins and stuff.
You've got a little bell which plays the This Morning theme tune.
These go on the edge of your bike.
That's going to annoy everyone. I'm going to do it every 5 seconds.
And this might be the most important thing.
They handle well.
Anti-friction thigh rescue.
I've already got... sorry. I've already got friction burns.
Already?
On the bike,
Well, here we go. When you rub this on, you can think of me and Kat, because we will be saving the friction and saving the burns, and we could get you some chamois cream as well, because it goes up... You need some up your
Do you know what?
back end as
I know
well.
exactly what you mean. It's getting right up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're on the bike seat for that long, it's painful.
When you're in the saddle?
Yeah,
Yes,
it chased
the chafing is
massively.
real.
Yeah.
So take all these things with you. We'll be there either physically or in spirit.
Yes.
No, Ben, you're going to be there physically.
Yes.
I'm not having any other
We're
way.
very excited
You
for
can give him a backache.
Thank you so much. And thank you. Anyone watching this, I'd really, just anyone, if you can get behind it in any way. I know there's been quite a few challenges this year and stuff, and I understand that asking for donations is, you know, I feel weird doing it, but I really would really appreciate if anyone can.
And you've seen firsthand the difference it makes, right?
Yeah.
The smallest thing can make a biggest difference.
Massive difference. Donating to the Soccer Aid appeal is simple.
Yeah, to give 20, 30 or £10, then just text 30, 20 or 10 to 70822. Text costs you your donation plus one standard rate message.
You must be 16 or over. Please ask the bill payer's permission, and you can also donate online. The website's shown on the screen.
100% of your donation will go to UNICEF. Every donation as well gets doubled up to £5 million thanks to the Children's Investment Fund Foundation.
Now.
Sam, good luck, my friend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We're going to do it!
You'll do it!
We're going to do it! I hope.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, and not only have the lads from Diversity decided to diversify into the world of podcasting, thank you, they're gearing up for a brand new tour as well. Ashley, Jordan and Perry join us now. Good morning, gents.
Hey, guys.
It doesn't matter how often I watch little clips, and I guess you guys get shown them all the time, of when you arrived on the Britain's Got Talent stage. Do you still get that thrill, Ash, when you look back at it?
Not so much that one. Yeah, still getting that. Not so much that clip, but no, do you know what? It's crazy what our bodies used to do.
Now we just make Perry do more.
Yeah,
just make him do more.
But no, it's crazy. Honestly, looking back, it simultaneously feels like only yesterday, and also like just a lifetime ago. Like sometimes I don't even recognise that. But yeah.
But Jordan, you managed to pack so much into those years as well. What's been the highlight for you?
Oof. That's difficult because, like Ben said, really hit the pun there with how we've diversified. I'm a big fan of that. So I've gone into stand-up, actually. No, with all the things you've done, whether it be radio, TV, now the podcast as well, the different tours, it's hard to pick one highlight. I do think, like, the first time we sold out the O2 is always the...
Big highlight.
Yeah, like you're driving up to the O2, you see your name on the screens and stuff like that. That's always like a bit of a wow moment.
That was also your cue to say family is...
Family.
My biggest achievement.
My kids are my biggest achievement now. Yes.
One of you have grown up.
Yeah, thank you.
Even though you're significantly younger. I just remember, Perry, the thing that I loved about watching you guys dancing, which was so extraordinary, was just how they literally didn't care what they did with you.
Yeah.
The higher they could throw, the more flips. I mean, you were like their plaything. It was
true.
Didn't
get a say.
No.
Yeah, no.
We cared.
He's the money right there. Of course you cared. Of course you cared.
Did you ever, at that time, put your foot down and say, guys, I'm not sure I should be going that close to the lights in the scene?
Oh, yeah, every day. Yeah, absolutely.
He tried.
No, do you know what? It is a proper whirlwind. For me, like back then, I know everyone was... You guys are cracking on now. But it felt like I was on a school trip the whole time. Do you know what I mean? I was just kind of in my own little world and loving life and dancing, and it was great.
That's brilliant. So tell us a bit about the podcast. It's based on kind of a would you rather.
Yeah, so podcast is called Brothers Uncovered. It's based loosely around the game of would you rather, which is something that we genuinely do. Like, we travel around the country all the time performing, and we play that game consistently. And so we thought, you know what? Let's just basically bring the tour bus vibes, the would you rather game, bring it all together and make something that other people can listen to, you know?
But, I mean, there is, of course, doing that and saying it hypothetically. There is another thing when you bring a giant snake into the studio and also threaten to get a tattoo.
Yeah, my options were hold a snake, a boa constrictor for, was it 30 seconds? Or or get a tattoo of the podcast logo without knowing whether it'd be successful or not.
Nightmare.
I went for the tattoo. There's no way.
He's that scared of snakes.
Where's your tattoo?
It's on my leg. I'll show you it if you want.
Get it out.
Come on, get it out.
Guys, get it out. I don't mean this in a weird way. I'm so sorry. I have to undo these.
Get it out.
Everyone, calm down.
We didn't choose the snake, did we?
No.
Nice. We'll soon find out.
Never been called that before, so...
So at the start of every episode...
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
There you go.
I was uncovered.
Wow. But that was the
fresh.
first show.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what? At the start of every episode, we swear an oath.
Hey, guys.
For the rest of the episode.
It's getting awkward now, sorry.
We swear an oath to say whatever we ask, whether it questions our morals or sanity, we have to answer and commit. So for that episode, whatever we say, we have to do.
Yeah, we do it.
But I mean, where is it going to go from here?
That's the first episode.
That's the first. And it goes in order, so I've already done my one now, so I'm hoping I can get these two smooth moving forward.
So you can sit there and go, right, so they did that to me, what can I do?
Yes,
exactly.
That's the plan.
What are your fears, Perry?
Fears?
Yeah.
What do I hate? I don't know, public speaking?
OK, so there could be one of those.
He's doing one right now, actually, guys.
Television right now. Do you know what I hate? I hate peanut butter. That's a weird one. I just like that's like
something with.
Are you seeing the levels here? I got a tattoo and he's got to eat a Snickers.
Yes,
it's all a ploy.
So you've got the podcast is happening. You're also going on tour as well, though, Ashley, so people can see you all together.
Back out again. I can't believe it. Honestly, like watching those clips back. If you would have said to me when we first went on to Britain's Got Talent, you know, we'd be sitting here talking about our next tour called Soul. We would have sold over 1 million tickets going
wow.
Like, honestly, I would just never have believed it, you know. So here we are, and you know, the next tour. Honestly, I'm so excited about it. It's based in robotics, technology, the future of AI. You know, the stuff that we're all talking about it at the moment. And so I just wanted to create something that was based around that and sort of create a show where I use AI and I use robots to create it and within it, and we tour them and we do some crazy stuff.
Like how you got the 1 million tickets in there as well, mate.
Well, you know, I don't like to brag.
Do you want to mention your MBE as well while we're here?
No.
OK, we'll leave that. Imagine doing Christmas with him, it's impossible.
What does the MBE stand for on the podcast?
Oh, good question. What's that?
So we end the podcast with Ashley Banjo's Massive Big End. So
there you go. You're at Ashley Banjo's MBE.
Ashley Banjo MBE, and we have a massive big end on every podcast.
And that's why it was bestowed upon you, so you could use it like that. Well
Right around, willy-nilly.
Well, look, boys, thank you so much for popping in. It's always a joy to have you in the studio. Can't wait to listen to the podcast as well. Everyone's going to love it, I'm sure.
Thank you, man.
Just means you set the standard quite high there.
It's up there now, mate.
They've got to live up to that expectation.
For sure. Tickets for Diversity Soul 2026 tour are available now.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Oh, Beverly.
Good
It's so lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Morning, it's a pleasure.
Hello, you.
This is the most remarkable story.
Incredible.
Next up was, without doubt, one of the most important pioneers in rock music, in gospel music, that maybe people haven't ever heard of.
No.
That's right. She was this icon, this legend that most people are like, I don't know who that is. You know, the name passes them by. But she was one of the founding mothers.
Yeah.
She's the Mount Rushmore of the architects of rock and roll. Absolutely. Not only because of her way of swinging with her guitar, but she revolutionised gospel music and gave us what is modern gospel. So she was influenced right across the board. She was such a powerful woman. Incredible life story.
And she went on to influence all these powerful men. I've got to say, Bev, I didn't know about her. So last night when I was I disappeared down this rabbit hole. She was incredible. She influenced Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and Chuck Berry.
Little Richard. It goes on.
She did like a whole thing where the third time she got married, she sold tickets to her wedding at a stadium. What was the stadium called?
The Griffith Stadium.
That's it. And 20,000 people. And she got married there and did a concert at the same time.
The first ever stadium gig, that was her.
And that was her wedding.
Music, and that was her wedding.
Amazing.
She got married to husband number 3.
That was the precursor to a Hello magazine.
But imagine, though, if it hadn't been like the 30s and 40s and it wasn't in segregated America and she wasn't black and a woman, imagine how many tickets she would have... She would have been like the Taylor Swift of today.
Oh, and then some.
And then some.
And then some. I mean, there's a direct line between her and Tina Turner, for example, another stadium rock soul legend. It goes on. This woman had so much influence and it was so far-reaching. And I'm just thrilled to be able to tell something of her story in this show, Marie and Rosetta.
Yeah, and it's a two-hander.
It's a two-hander.
Right? It's just the two of you on stage.
That's right.
For the whole thing.
For the whole thing, there's myself playing Sister Rosetta, and then Ndombizodwa Ndlovu, who is playing Marie Knight, who was her duet partner, and, I mean, their duets were legendary. So we have a night in 1946 in Mississippi where Sister Rosetta has spied Marie Knight, who was an opening act for the great Mahalia Jackson, gospel legend, and has said, I'll definitely nick that girl because she's amazing, but how are we going to work together? Is it going to work? I think she'd be perfect to help me get back into the church's good books because the churches had thrown her out because she was making music that swung, you know, the devil's music. So... she was out of favour, so she thought Marie would help her get back in. And so we find them at this point where they're going to go on stage for the first time. Is it going to work? How's it going to work? And then in so doing, we uncover their lives, their loves, their losses, and, of course, the songs, which are just incredible.
Is it slightly terrifying, though? Having to be this person who's a real person, right?
Yes.
There's a sense of responsibility.
Exactly that.
And also the fact that it's just the two of you on stage the whole time.
I was like, yeah, I want to play Sister Rosetta. Oh, my God, she's amazing. What have I just done? What have I done? There's nowhere to hide.
No. There's a lot of dialogue. Didn't you post on your Instagram, you and your partner, sort of, he was helping you with the dialogue on holiday?
Me and James were there on holiday. You know, the ocean's there, it's all lovely. And we were reading the lines back and forth.
Just trying to fix.
Just trying to get this huge piece into my brain. Thank God it's in there now. It's there now.
Yes.
Have you got it? Have you got it?
I've got it now.
So you've done the previews. Preview was last night. You were doing preview last night?
Previews started this week. Preview again tonight, and then tomorrow is the big opening night, the big press night, where everybody will come down and tell me their opinion.
And they'll love it.
Yeah,
I'm sure they will love it, Beverly.
So. Listen, you're used to massive... You hosted the Olivier Awards as well, right? Was that not slightly terrifying? Because I always think that when you do something like that and you look out over the audience and you're like, oh, there's Kate Blanchett and there's Eddie Redmayne. And is it not slightly terrifying?
It was completely terrifying. Thank God for Billy, because he was like, girl, I've done this so many times. You know how he talks, he's like a preacher. And he's so used to hosting.
Yeah.
So I was like, Billy, help me through this. You'll be fine, girl, I know you. And thank God, the first thing we did was get out there and sing.
Yes.
That instantly relaxed me.
And then you're at home.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, I know what I'm doing now, I'm all right.
Did you and Billy do a single together as well?
Have.
Yes. What did you do?
We recorded a song called Never Say Never, which is doing really well. I'm very pleased. It's just a really soulful ballad, and it's just gorgeous.
How fab.
It was so nice that a relationship that came from us hosting the Oliviers continued into music, which we both loved, and has now continued into a lovely friendship.
Gorgeous.
So very, very happy.
So where can people see Maria and Rosetta?
I'm currently at the Rose Theatre in Kingston upon Thames. It's not too far from the capital. And then I do a week at home in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
I'm really chuffed. The last time I was on that stage, I was 12.
No.
And that's right. And Sister Rosetta Tharpe played Wolverhampton. Yeah. So for me, that was like, oh, my God. And then finally, in July, I go to the Chichester Theatre, the Minerva Theatre, which is part of the Festival Theatre there.
Lovely.
So very, very exciting.
And you're going to be on the road with Gary Barlow.
I am.
And Michael Bublé
Michael
as
Bublé.
well. Busy lady.
Barlow and the Boob.
Barlow and Boob.
I know.
What a time to be alive. Beverly, it's so lovely to have you come in. And we know that you were just saying you got excited because you follow Niall. You've been following Niall, our dog rescuer, and Tina.
Yes.
His dog. I mean, you yourself have experienced a dog that's changed your life.
Yes, I have. And I'm so thrilled to meet a man who, in changing the lives of so many thousands of dogs, has changed his own life. And it all started with Tina. And I know that feeling. I've been there. I was terrified of dogs, and then Blue, my sister-in-law's dog, changed my life. So
fabulous.
He's doing wonderful things.
Yeah. Beverly, thank you so much for popping by. It's so nice to see you always.
I'm in Rosetta Tharpe.
Oh, yes.
She's cool.
Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. One of our favourite guests, actors and comedians, but when he's not on screen, Stephen Mangan is busy as a best-selling children's author.
Yes, alongside his sister Anita, the Mangan siblings have just released their 7th children's book, The Fart That Saved the Universe. And for anyone who loves toilet humour, they're going to love this, correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's about getting children to pick up the book.
Yeah.
So if you have to have a fart in the title, so be it.
Absolutely, because you've said you want to disrupt bedtimes. I did it, so I actually did it during bath time. That's quite often when we read,
Oh,
actually.
right. Good idea.
We're up to chapter 5. We're in.
Good.
He's just said, can you take me to your leader, please? Because his mum always makes him say please.
He's polite.
Is Saskia going to make it back?
I can't tell you that. You're going to have to get to the end and see. I'm not giving away any secrets.
But just in case anyone hasn't read the first 5 chapters, Stephen, could you just outline how there is a fart that might save the universe?
Well, good question. I wrote and Anita illustrated a World Book Day book.
Yes.
You know, one of those books you can get with a token.
Yeah.
The Fart That Broke World Book Day. And we loved the characters and the world so much that we thought, let's do a sequel.
Yeah.
So this is the sequel. You don't have to have read the first book. This can be read on its own. But basically, some aliens have landed on Earth. Their craft is powered by farts. They land at a school, they're harvesting farts. But suddenly, we take off into space and things go wrong for our intrepid heroes.
Yes.
And they're all dressed in World Book Day costumes as well, so...
They've all come as important authors.
Or, you know, one is dressed as Wally from Where's Wally?
Yes.
And he's very
Was there a
upset
Stephen
at
Mangan, though?
going into space dressed as Wally from Where's Wally?
But there's also jokes in there for adults as well, isn't there?
There are. Well, I mean, you know, people like to read with their children,
course
you know,
they
and it's a great thing. I do it with my boys, I have done with all of them. Yeah, there is a character called Doll E. Pardon, who is a country and western singer from a far-off galaxy. She has a sort of purple bouffant and orange teeth, but she sings lonesome country and western songs. Yeah, the little jokes like that, I think I'm not sure many 8-year-olds will understand who Dolly Parton is, but...
But they can love the tone of it as well, of course.
Yeah.
Is your 9-year-old your youngest?
Yes.
Is he a go-to font of ideas and sort of storyline?
I have two focus groups going at home. The 14-year-old Frank is very good on plot, so I'll talk him through various plot holes I found myself in or corners I backed myself into, and he'll help me work through it. And then Jack, who's 9, is the one who reads them first, and I'm sitting there going, why were you laughing? Or why aren't you laughing? Or what was funny? So, yeah, I use them. I mean, they don't know that they're working, but don't tell them.
I was going to say.
Because they're not getting
Are they
any
on
money.
commission?
No.
They're not getting any of the royalties?
No.
Someone who is on commission is your sister.
Yeah, she is. She's it's her illustrations in the book, and they are fantastic.
Anita.
And they kind of, Anita, yeah, they make the book.
And she's coming with you today.
loitering.
How lovely is that?
Yeah, just making sure I don't say anything about her.
But also, you won't let her on the sofa because it's about you, as we know.
I'm the big brother. This is my time.
So do you wind each other up? Because you have that relationship together, do you do things or say that her work's not good enough or do things to make her more difficult?
I can't draw at all. My art is hopeless, so I'm very happy to leave that to her. But, you know, she told me once that horses are notoriously difficult to draw, so I wrote a whole book about reindeer. Because I'm her older brother. That's my job, is to be annoying.
But hold on, she's the talented artist, but you're the one that hosts Portrait Artist of the Year, Landscape Artist of the Year.
Yeah, stop shining a light on all this stuff. Let's just leave things as they are. It's all working fine.
There is a creative, talented Mangan, and
it's not me.
It's so good, though. Oh, but there are going to be more of these as well, do we think? The fart books.
I don't know. I think I'm going to put the farts aside for the next one. I'm in the middle of writing a Christmas book at the moment.
That's not fart related.
It's not fart related.
Okay.
But you know. These books are for 8 to 12-year-olds, and children are not polite.
No.
And they have so many other distractions. They can easily pick up screens or watch telly, and I loved reading. I loved it, and I got so much out of it. So you just think, I just want you to pick it up, read the first few pages, and then I promise you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, you want children to read for pleasure. It's one of the biggest indicators of success.
Yeah.
You know, the children going forward. If they read for pleasure.
It's hard, isn't it? I think boys particularly, we've all got boys between us. I think we've got almost got a football team. Are your boys good readers?
Yes and no. I mean, if they find a book they love, it's great. And it's, you know, we all know what finding a great book is like finding a friend. It's like this whole world you can immerse yourself in. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are screens around. There are other distractions.
It's so hard. My littlest is really into reading, and it's our thing that I take him to the bookshop on a Saturday morning. And he loves, you know, those comics as well that have all the... And he was talking about bum angels, which are basically the same as farts, and the lad in the shop who was serving him laughed at it at the same time. It's just a universal thing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, any route to get them to pick up their book and start reading.
Yeah.
Anything you can, even if it is bum... Was it bum angels?
Bum angels.
OK, let's leave that there.
That's for the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Moving away from the bum angels, can we talk about the spin-off of The Split?
Yeah.
I mean, last time you were in, we were talking about Unicorn with you, Nicola, and whether there could be more, because the last time we saw Nathan in the Barcelona spin-off, he had his earring. I'm not sure if that's a good enough picture of the earring, which I can't quite believe wasn't just permanent.
Me.
The Split Up is the new series that the BBC have announced. Is there a suggestion that you or any of the characters might be in that?
Not that I'm aware, but I mean, you know, I can find out where it's filming and sort of put a bad wig on and walk around in the background.
Borrow your moustache from the university.
No, it's a whole separate kind of operation, so I don't know anything about it. Unless the entire rest of the cast of The Split are in it and no one told me.
It's you. It's good just for you.
Don't say anything to Mangan.
Have you seen him in that earring? We can't have
OK, so we don't know about that, but what about the Fortune Hotel?
Yeah.
Fortune Hotel is shot, being edited at the moment. It is great. The great thing about second series is you realise what worked so well the first time round, and you can do more of that. We've tweaked it and adjusted it, and we've got a fantastic cast of characters, and it is so exciting. It's a really crap.
Like the worst job in the world.
Listen, a month in the Caribbean during an English winter, I'm telling you, Yeah, it is. It's the cushiest job in the world. I can't pretend otherwise.
And did you just run the marathon as well?
I did, yeah.
Congratulations.
All right, under 4 hours, which is what I wanted.
It was attritional, though.
It was really hard.
There were people face down.
Joel did. Joel fainted.
He fainted.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere you go, there was people lying down with oxygen masks on their face. It was only 18 to 20 degrees, but that makes a big difference.
I've seen it at the start of Saving Private Ryan. Everyone was going down left, right, and
honestly, some guy barged past me with 100 yards to go, and I thought, all right, elbows flying, and then 20 yards further on, he just went sideways and fell over.
And did you help him, or did you just look like that?
Jumped over and went, take... No,
That'll learn, yeah. That'll learn, yeah.
No, I mean, the ambulance people were very busy that day.
Really, the ambulance were amazing. Stephen, thank you for coming in. It's always a treat when you are.
Yeah, Stephen's new book, The Fart That Saved the Universe, is out tomorrow. We'll be
Congratulations to you and Anita as well. Thank you for putting up with him. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. So many moments.
So good.
Oh, it's so lovely watching you all watch those clips back. What happened to the stars of Footballers' Wives once the cameras stopped rolling?
We're joined now by Layla Russ, who played Amber Gates, Susie Amy, who starred as Chardonnay, Gary Lucy, who was, of course, Chardonnay's footballer husband, Kyle, and Alison Newman, who was the club's no-nonsense chairman.
The evil chairman.
Someone has got to keep them in order. I mean, Layla, I watched the first one back, just because obviously you'd watched it back in the day, but I can't get away. I can't believe what you used to get away with.
I know.
The storylines.
It was crazy because we would get the scripts, wouldn't we? And look at them, read them, and phone up the producers, go, oh, we can't do this. We're never going to get away with this. And, of course, they didn't care. We'd just end up doing it. And it caused pandemonium. We'd be in the papers. And then, obviously, later you find out that we haven't even touched the sides of what the footballers are really up to. So it was quite tame, really.
Yeah. What about that episode where it was literally the baby and the fake tan?
Oh, remember that? Gosh, yeah, because she'd swapped the babies. Yeah. And obviously she's trying to get away with her baby being mine, and so she had to fake bake the baby so that it was my skin colour. And it was just hysterical. It's just madness. We had the best writers, though, didn't we?
Yeah.
They were just fantastic.
Yeah. There was always an amazing atmosphere because I interviewed you all over the years, and you have Kat as well. But, Susie, I think it's those moments when we looked at that picture of you when you were doing your fashion of Chardonnay and the outfit that had been designed by the guy that designed Victoria Beckham's clothing, and, of course, she was the icon of all footballers' wives. It was just an amazing moment in time, wasn't it?
We were so lucky to have such a great costume designer. Her name's Sarah Arthur, and she had such a great vision because for the first season, she didn't have a huge budget. As the show progressed, people became more generous, but this was a brand new show. And she was so good at making these connections and really sourcing these, you know, that key piece for Victoria, how can we get the same one, and striking deals so that we did look like we were rich. I mean, that photo is funny, I've just said that one. Sorry. I'm not sure. But obviously this was the early 2000s, so it was a very different time. And actually watching it back, you know, you obviously look in the mirror every day and you grow with yourself. But when you do, I don't ever watch the show back, which is sad. And at some stage, I probably should. I don't know if any of you have. But you look back and you think, goodness, that's such a long time ago. Everything looked so different, including...
It really did. Yes. But it was so glamorous and so exciting, and as Kat was saying, so extraordinary. You setting your boobs on fire, or Chardonnay setting her boobs on fire at the birthday party. I mean,
she didn't do it herself.
No. But they were set on fire.
They were.
I mean, that was amongst, I'm sure, some of your favourite storylines.
That one actually wasn't one of my favourite storylines, and that took days to film. I remember the build-up to the boobs getting set on fire, and then the scarring that had to be drawn on, but only for one season. Season 2, they decided the scarring was gone. Magic had healed.
As if by magic.
Yeah, some of the storylines were definitely more fun than others, and I preferred the more light-hearted storylines, and the ones that involved all of us, things like the christening. I really enjoyed all of us getting together, and I genuinely have such fond memories of our time.
I'm sure.
It really was something.
A lot of laughter.
Yeah.
Yes,
a lot of laughter.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Gary, how on earth did you keep a straight face when you were going to the wedding on the back of the horse with the pirate hat, like, marching towards... like Chardonnay, who was lying in pink with Snow White's 7 dwarfs around her. How do you even keep straight faces?
Honestly, I mean, the scripts were out there, as you know. But when we got onto set, I didn't know anything about the horse. I mean, that wasn't in there. The horse was there. Can you ride a horse? Well, I'll try it, you know. And yeah, it was just amazing. Honestly, we couldn't have been luckier than the gang that we had.
Really?
We were in this like mad, you know, world that we watched. I remember watching the first episode. Do you remember? And we all sat there with all the producers, and they cut. We just. I don't know what we've done here. It was so different you know, than anything else we've seen. And they're going, what do you think? We're like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And you come from Hollyoaks as well, right? So you come from Hollyoaks where you'd got a slew of awards and everyone loved your character. And then suddenly you're on set with these guys riding ponies and, like, it couldn't have been more different and more extravagant.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it was you can't... There'll never be a job like it.
No, absolutely. And you'd get the scripts and you knew it was out there and you just had to 100% commit to it.
Yeah.
And just absolutely play it for...
As if it was real.
As if you were doing something really gritty, you know. And that's how we got away with it, I think.
She was just such an amazing character.
Amazing.
Just amazing.
We all loved Hazel Bailey.
Her and Zoe were just like...
The ultimate,
So
well, yeah, I mean, there would have been no Footballers' Wives without Zoe Lucker.
Indeed.
Who's a dream to work
she
with.
had it all together backstage as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
You know, we used to have a look.
I think there's interesting, isn't it? Because you look at the success of Ted Lasso, which is all about a football club, and there's a chairperson at the top of which is Hannah Waddingham plays. Is there a little bit of Hazel in Hannah's character? Do you think of Ted Lasso?
Interestingly, Hannah Waddingham played Hazel's girlfriend for Hazel's exit story from the
in Football as Wives.
Yeah.
Did she really?
That is a great little bit of showbiz inside. I forgot that. That's amazing.
So, there we go.
And I think what you've said as well, I think, Alison, is that you think that Footballers' Wives has paved the way for more women to be on screen in drama.
No, absolutely. I mean, I got the job from doing Bad Girls, again, another huge female-led drama. And that was really new, that shows with women running the show. And great. More of that.
Yeah. What do you think was the secret of the success of the show, Layla? Do you think it was because we hadn't seen anything like that before here, and maybe we wanted something that was a bit more led from the US? You know,
I think the fact that it was glamorous, you've got these beautiful people. It was about the women, really, not about the footballers.
All right.
Sorry, Gary.
He was fairly nifty. He was fairly nifty at the football.
He was a great footballer.
Yeah. The character development was great, and just getting the right cast, it was such a dream. Everyone knew what they had to do when they went on set. They knew their characters. We knew it was fun, but like Alison said, you had to commit to it. In Footballers' Wives land, it's completely normal. This happens all the time, and you had to play it like that.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, people just wanted a change, didn't they?
It was very different. I guess, Susie, as well, there was a lot of argy-bargy. You all had to, we're talking about committing, you all had to commit. The number of different occasions that ended up with a fight, whether it was the players fighting, the wives fighting, the girlfriends fighting, or whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, I loved all that.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to see in the scripts. You know, forgetting all the tragic events, I liked all of the real drama. And they just delivered it. And I felt that this era that Footballers' Wives came out was a very grey time on TV. And this brought some colour back. This was before Towie. I know their reality shows and the Housewives series, but a lot of that came off the back of realising people had an appetite for something a little bit more colourful on TV.
Bit of escapism.
Well, the ultimate guilty pleasure.
Absolutely.
You know,
And you do these cat fights, and by the end of it, there'd be like a hair extension there, a few false nails over there. It was just hysterical, madness.
And what about a reboot, Gary? We've seen lots of series come back and have another little go at it. Could you see it coming back?
I think it would go down a storm, to be honest. I think they might have the compliance, getting it actually on screen might take another 10 years. You know what it's like now.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be something refreshing. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be able to play a footballer, sadly.
But you could be the coach, you could be the gnarly coach on the touchline.
Yeah, but, you know, those days are behind me now, unfortunately. All of us. I mean, look, it was just refreshing, you know. I think that's the thing. You could watch it, people loved it, but it was escapism. You know, you'd all watch it and just forget about all the nonsense that's actually going on in real life, you know?
I like that line, though, as you said, everything was a bit drab back then, and suddenly there was this explosion of colour.
We always filmed it in the summer, and we got lucky with the weather, right?
Yeah, we
and they put it out in January, February, when everyone was
perfect time.
indoors like that. It just lifted everyone.
Yeah.
And we have another member of the cast with us as well, Ken, who is our photographer, who does all the photographs across all the daytime shows. Ken was the star of the show for you guys as well, wasn't he?
We love Ken.
I'm a bit gutted because I thought you were going to roll out Zoe Lucker there.
So look, here's Ken. There's you, Ken.
There he is. All right, darling.
If you rub yourself up against me one more time.
He's not changed either.
No, not at all.
No, he looks great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you so much.
It's been lovely to reminisce.
For having us. Yeah, you can watch all episodes of Footballers' Wives on ITVX. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Come on.
So good. And as they prepare to head to Switzerland tomorrow, Charlotte Steele, Lauren Byrne and Holly Ann Hull join us now. You must be so excited.
Oh, my gosh. We're nervous. We are feeling nervous now.
Yeah.
I think more than anything nervous for it to be finished, aren't we?
Yeah, it's suddenly kicked in because we fly tomorrow to Basel.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Yeah, we fly.
Oh.
It's crazy. So it just means once we're there, it will be over. It was so sad. We're already like, we were so worried about it being over and how devastated we're going to be when it's all done. But we need to enjoy it.
Do your best to stay as present as you can.
Present, yeah, exactly.
Charlotte, have you packed? Is the packing done? How do you pack for Eurovision?
So that's a really good question. I've definitely started.
Have you?
Yeah, I've started. Oh my God, that's only been Tracer.
I thought we weren't doing that.
I've really not packed anything I actually need. I've just like got the bag down, started putting on the floor. And things like the really important bits.
Yeah, and then you'll forget what you've packed and then pack a load more. Yeah.
Who's packing all the outfit? Is someone dealing with that when you get there? Have you got to squeeze the bodices in to the bags?
It does take us quite a long time to coordinate individually, and then we have to work it out, don't we? It's quite the mathematic equation.
Yeah.
You need a spreadsheet.
I can only imagine. So how did you all get together, and where did the name Remember Monday come from?
Well, we met when we were 16 at Sixth Form College, and we always had free periods on a Monday.
Right.
And so we'd always get together and sing, the three of us, and it just kind of became a little bit of an in-joke that, you know, we'd see each other every single Monday and it'd be like, oh, when am I seeing you next? Remind me, is it Remember Monday? Don't forget. So that's kind of where the name came from. But then about, how long ago now? 18 months,
18 months
ago, we quit our full-time jobs to do the band full-time.
Yeah.
And here we are.
It's going OK so far.
I think it's been incredible. I love the name as well. So I think it's really cool because it means something to each of you as well. The idea that it goes back to Remember Monday, Seedy Monday or whatever. And let's talk about getting the Eurovision gig. Because there was quite a lot of speculation and someone sort of released the fact that you were doing it a little bit before time as well. Was that you?
The thing is, there was a low-key leak.
There was a low-key leak.
Was it me? We don't know.
Oh, it's not been proved?
It's not been proved, but there are many sources that have heard me talking about it on the train.
Just have no filter. Like, we'll be walking down...
is listening to me.
Like a main road in London and Holly will say, when we do Eurovision, and then Lauren and I are like,
I mean, no one's listening to us. No one knows who we are.
But someone was listening.
Well, I don't know.
Unproven.
Yeah.
But we think.
But I'll take it.
We blame Holly, sorry.
So if you want any of the juicy gossip, we've got Holly. She's the one who'll let it fly.
Yeah. But you've got some high-power fans as well, haven't you? You've got, like, Brian May has recorded things for you, and Shania Twain.
Yeah. We know, that's so weird, actually. We don't really understand how these people have found out about us and supposedly like us enough to
share that.
Yeah, to share their likeness of us.
Yeah. It's wild.
Weird.
It's TikTok. Honestly, TikTok has like changed our lives a little bit, just because it's a platform that opens us up to the world. So we've been able to communicate with.
I mean, it was TikTok, wasn't it, for Sam Ryder in lockdown that launched Sam to then go on and achieve what he achieved at Eurovision.
It's amazing.
You had some very lovely messages, Shania Twain, Brian.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying that Taylor Swift is a fan as well?
Listen, she liked a video of ours, but that truly is enough. I can die happy.
Yeah. She's seen it.
Yeah, plenty.
Well, in that ilk, we've got a message from one of your super fans who's pretty similar to Taylor Swift in many ways. This is what they had to say about your performance.
Girls, it's me. I just want to say how proud I am that you're representing us in the Eurovision Song Contest this year. I cannot wait to see you in Basel later this week. I know you've been told to stay away from me because I've got form of taking contestants out to Euro Club and maybe having a couple of beverages, but I promise you, the night of the final on that Saturday, us four are painting the town pink. I can't wait to see you. Do your best, and I love you lots.
And haven't some people agreed to have tattoos as well if you do really
well? And now it's you.
Now you're involved.
You brought it up. If you're intrigued, you're involved. That's the rule.
So what's the deal?
Is if we get top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah. You get
Graham Norton?
Yeah.
Rylan?
Yeah.
Now us, because
Scott,
we've asked.
Scott. You guys.
Scott. So if you ask, I should have warned you.
Do you have a tattoo?
No, not yet.
I don't have one. Do you have tattoos already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they've got matching ones. You've got your little
6 matching
horseshoes.
now, which is, I know, excessive, but...
Yeah.
Well, look, we can't let you go without having a little blast, if we may.
No.
Can we have a little bit, a little glimpse of what the hell just happened?
Sure.
We're like, where are we starting?
What? Is that good? What the hell does...
Yeah, OK.
1, 2, 3. What the hell just happened? No clue, but I liked it.
Oh, amazing.
It's what lots of the guests say. Thank you, ladies. We are going to be wishing you well, aren't
we'll
we?
be riveted.
We'll be watching.
Enjoy every single moment.
Wishing you good luck.
Good luck. Hope you survive a night out with Rylan as well. Because he's put me through the mill at the World Cup, and that was not something that was easy to do.
Brilliant.
It doesn't matter what it is, he's always leading the charge, but we will be thrilled to bits to watch you perform.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Very proud to have you represent us. Good luck.
Thank you. The grand final of this year's Eurovision Song Contest airs on BBC One from 8 p.m. on Saturday the 17th Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
We're in, Tom. Stick a fork in it, we're in. It's done.
That's what I want.
Star of the brand new series, Tom Hughes, joins us now. Morning, Tom.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
See you.
You look so, so good. So, had you seen Malpractice, the first series, before you got the script?
No.
You hadn't seen it?
No, I hadn't, no. But so I read the scripts, like, fresh. I was actually shooting something else in Tenerife at the time, so it felt very, like, out of place reading it. And I went and just got a little coffee and thought, right, I'll start these...
because it's a story, it's a standalone story, so you don't have to watch.
No, you don't need to.
One.
No one does watching it, but I would advise you to, because it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and season 1 is amazing. Neve Olga, who plays the kind of focus of that season, she's just an incredible actor. Anyway. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Well, you're not too shabby yourself.
I don't know about that.
but is there any crossover? So is it set in the same hospital? Are there any kind of continuing characters?
Continuing characters, Helen and Jordan's characters, Norma and George, they're continuing. They're the investigators from MIU.
Yeah.
It's made by the company that made Line of Duty. So, you know, in Line of Duty, you get, like, a new lead for each season.
Yeah.
It's in the same police station. In this one, there's the same investigators, but it's a whole new hospital, whole new story, new set of characters, new set of... And you cast all of that, but Helen and Jordan are both there, yeah.
And much like Line of Duty, it has that breathless feel to it, doesn't it? That's the great...
I hope so. I mean, it needs to. Grace's writing has that. There's really kind of nothing. It's very lean writing. It's incredibly fantastic, dramatic writing, to be honest. But also with her experience of being a psychiatric doctor, and obviously James being a psychiatric doctor in the show, the authenticity just really screams, I hope. I've only seen one act myself. I'm trying to watch it as it goes out, so...
Tell us a little bit about your character and the storyline you find yourself in.
Yeah, so we meet James. He's working in a hospital as a psychiatric doctor, like I say. He's slightly unknowable, you know. There's an enigma about him to a certain degree, but he's an idealist, maybe a little bit naive. He's quite passionate, forthright, driven to be the best doctor he can be, but perhaps at times that naivety, that idealism can make him be a little reckless, maybe, cut a few corners now and again if it's not going to hurt anybody. And then things mechanisms, schisms happen that mean that he ends up being investigated, and then by the MIU, gets accused of a malpractice, and hence the title of the show. And then you kind of see his life responding to that and slightly falling apart, and there's a lot of questions about his intentions, if you like.
Yeah. Oh, how exciting. Is he a little bit arrogant at all?
No,
No. See, this is the thing with actors. I know you trained at RADA. You fall in love with the characters.
No, it's not. No, it's not that. I think it's questionable. I agree. It's not a case of just backing his case blind. Yeah, but I think he's forthright. You know, he's confident. But I think that's driven by his idealism. I think arrogance perhaps comes from a place of conceit.
Yeah.
I don't think he has that. But there's some, you know, he can definitely ruffle feathers, for sure, you know.
Amazing. Tell us about your first day of filming, because it was a bit like a baptism of fire, wasn't it?
I can't remember my first day of filming.
Well, all the cast was together, and you was quite impressed with everybody.
On first day? I think my first day was a really quiet day.
Was it?
It was just me, you know, there's a moment of him walking into a door. Honestly, I just got my keys out my pocket and went into the house.
What a day! This is going to be hard. What a day!
Alison, I am famously not very good with keys, so it was a challenge for me, for sure.
So, are you sort of actually, do you love to research it? Obviously, you could research quite a lot with this, I imagine. Or do you just like to get the script and, you know, just do the words?
A bit of both, Dermot. I think the intellectual side of acting I try and do well in advance, you know, and that's the structural stuff, the analysing the script and all of that. And I think with a job like this, there's not just an expectation from outside to get it right, but I put that expectation on myself. You know, the authenticity is what's going to ring true. But then
like you said, especially with the writer Grace, was a you know.
And I lent on Grace. I mean, listen, she was my everything in terms of a template, really.
What did she do in the NHS? She
was a psychiatric doctor. Yeah, exactly the same job as James.
So you could ask her any question.
Any question.
What would I be doing here?
Yeah, exactly. And this is not biographical, but I'm sure, and Grace wouldn't mind me saying, there's certain elements that are pulling on experiences and then kind of seen through the prism of his life. So to have her there, not just as the dramatist she is, but also to have her there for that research quality, like you say, that was incredible. Yeah. I really learned on it.
Can you tell us a little bit about the upcoming Netflix thing with Steve Coogan?
I can't tell you anything about it, but I can tell you what it's called and who's
Legends.
in it. It's called, you know that already. It's called Legends. Steve Coogan's in it, like you say. Tom Burke is in it, who's an amazing actor.
Have you filmed it?
We're filming it. We're really in the early stages of it at the moment, hence why I can't tell you anything.
But you're enjoying yourself, you're having a good time.
I'm having a good time, yeah. It's
and
fun.
I don't know if you can still see it, but Tom was in this show called The English, which is this guy called Hugo Blickmate, and it was on the iPlayer.
It was on the iPlayer,
and it's honestly, it's set in the American West, and his character's brilliant, but you were sensational in it.
You enjoyed it, yeah, you were saying before.
Such a brilliant...
Without a shadow of a doubt, like, one of the best things I've ever done. Like, from a personal experience of making it, the end product, I was so blown away. I'm not in episode 1 of it, so I felt like I could watch that like an audience member, and, yeah, it was an incredible piece to be involved in. Hugo's just incredible, yeah.
Oh, well,
congratulations on everything.
We're really looking forward to this. Tom,
nice
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Malpractice.
Check me out with that key, it's unreal.
What a first step.
What a day.
He's nailing it. Oh, no.
Well, listen,
how many takes did that take?
Malpractice returns this Sunday at 9 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVS.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
The way you held that stage there. She's now celebrating an incredible 6 decades in show business, and Elaine joins us now to chat about her remarkable career. I mean, when you see that package put together and all those different kind of incarnations of yourself, what do you think?
I know. Well, I think to myself, I mean, it was a bit like the Palladium the other night.
Yeah.
You know, this concert that the BBC have thought up to put on for me was just amazing, and because all of those songs were sung by a wonderful West End cast of performers, and to see the Palladium Theatre packed to the rafters with people that were there just who wanted to lose themselves in their love of musical theatre was just wonderful. It was amazing, amazing night.
I imagine, Elaine, that there's a thing that happened because we went to the audience with Sir Tim Rice. He did one at the Palladium last week.
Yes, well, 4 days later.
Yes, 4 days later.
We're all reflecting.
And it's a similar 60 years, of course. And there is a thing that happens. You just have to look around the audience, the joy and the smiles on everyone's faces. Not least everyone singing along with all the words or mouthing the words. Nick Ferrari and his fiancée were sitting in front, and they were singing along, and I could see some of my colleagues, my mum was with me.
Yes.
There's just this shared collective sense of connection that
That's right. Well, because it does take us back, and we are all reflecting on those years, and particularly for me that night, and Tim's show as well. It's all about musical theatre, and, well, mainly, anyway, certainly on my standpoint. And I was sitting there, both the night for me and his night, thinking, gosh, wasn't I lucky to be part of British musical theatre and being cast in those fantastic shows, Billy from Don Black with Michael Crawford at Drury Lane, and having those wonderful songs, one hit after the other, you know, Billy, Grease, Chess, Argentina and Evita, Memory and Cats. I mean, there was one hit after another, which is something that I don't think you kind of get quite so much today.
Elaine, you say lucky, but there's an element of luck, but you had to work really, really hard to get that first role in Evita that sort of was that moment when you met Andrew and Tim wrote the words, of course. I didn't realise how many auditions they made you do.
Oh, I don't know, about 8 or something like that.
Just the 8 auditions?
It seemed that you know, one was going back week after week after week, and I always wore the same clothes, did my hair up in a 40s sort of hairstyle, and in the hope that might sort of jog their memory and help them remember me. But I can remember the final audition at Andrew's apartment in London, and that was the one where he kept asking me to sing Rainbow High over and over again.
Which is the one he said is the hardest to sing of all,
Well, that's why
right?
I think he was getting me to do it, you know, back to back, just to see if I could sustain it. Yes, of course. And, you know, and I was so desperate to win the part, I thought, gosh, I know that this is a serious final audition. But it was, you know, very exciting to get that part. Yes, I really wanted to get it, and pretty amazed when I did.
I love it when the agent turns up in a cape with a bottle of champagne at 12 o'clock at night and goes,
That's right.
You got it.
At midnight.
Changed your life.
Yes, it changed my life, but that was a midnight thing. Yeah. And then much later on with Cats, another midnight figures. I don't know why, quite a lot in my life, because that's when I saw this bedraggled cat and heard a fragment of the tune of Memory on the radio, on the car radio, coming home from a dinner party. And the next day, Cameron Mackintosh rang me up and said, we've got a bit of a problem, will you come and do you fancy sort of taking over the role of Grisabella? So, I mean, yes, midnight and Black Cats, there's a lot of spooky going on
there. But Judi Dench was supposed to do it, and she'd hurt her ankle.
She had more than hurt herself. She snapped her Achilles tendon and was carted off to hospital, poor woman. Wow. So her demise was my good fortune.
Wow. And there's been loads of stories along the way. There was one that we've heard, which is when you were on stage in the musical Hair, which at the time was very cutting edge. It was kind of quite controversial in a way. They had to change the law, I think, even.
They did, yes.
Because of the nudity at the end.
That's right, absolutely right.
And you were a bit worried about it.
Well, I wasn't worried about them changing the law, but I was worried about having to get my kit off, frankly. And a bit of a wimp at the idea of it, but I managed to do it with a good friend of mine who was in the cast, Gary Hamilton. God rest his soul, he's no longer with us. But, yes, he offered to stand next to me and hold my hand, you see. So the moment came and we had to stand up from under this sheet naked. And the shock, I can't tell you. I don't know if you've ever stood naked in front of a lot of people, but it takes a bit of courage. And to have done that, you know, to stand there. And, of course, I put my hand out to hold his hand, only to find it wasn't his hand I was holding, if you get my drift. So,
because
it was very funny. I think, you know, I must have bellowed, ah, or something.
Because he was quite a big man, wasn't he?
He was tall.
Tall,
yeah,
tall
big
man.
guy.
Tall
yeah,
would be
very
better.
tall. So for me down here, you get the dimensions, if you see what I mean.
Although seemingly quite fitting within the world of Hair to have reached out and grabbed the wrong part of somebody wasn't necessarily as much of an issue.
It was cool at the time. I mean, it was a different time entirely, obviously. And I also can remember from that show, I understudied Annabelle Levington and to sing the part of Sheila, and I was to sing Easy to Be Hard. Mm-hmm. And I think I maybe went on once or twice when she was off, but the worst one was the part of Jeannie, and there were 3 understudies to each character. And they were all off at the same time, and they carted me on. They said, you're our best bet, and shoved me on to play Jeannie. And, of course, it's a role that I hadn't learned the role. I didn't know it. And how I managed to come up through that trap door and sing Welcome Sulphur Dioxide and everything else, I do not know. But I think I must have learned it through osmosis. Just being there every night. But, of course, in the wings, I didn't know the scenes at all, so I was desperately trying to get, you know, an idea of how to play the scenes, because I didn't have a clue. It's very frightening.
But the show must go on.
And I decided never understudy from that moment on.
Oh, really?
I never understudied again. It's not part of my nature to have that stress.
Yeah, and then there was Broadway too. You did Sunset Boulevard on Broadway, which must have been incredible to go to New York City and have standing ovation.
Well, you know, both with Evita, Cats and Chess, I was unable to go to Broadway. So, you know, and every performer in Broadway, they want to play the West End and we all want to play Broadway. It's just part of the way it is. And it took me 18 years to finally play Broadway in Sunset Boulevard, playing Norma Desmond. And I can remember walking down the stairs, you know, to deliver the first line. And I didn't get around to deliver the first line because the audience gave me this rather embarrassing kind of ovation before I'd even opened my mouth.
Well, they had been waiting all that time for you to get to Broadway as well,
Well,
you
I
see.
suppose, but they did kind of know me through my recordings. You know, I'd recorded Evita and Chess and Cats and everything, so they sort of knew me. But the line was, "Why are you so late?" And I can remember sort of smiling to myself, thinking, well, I know why, because it's taken me 18 years to get there.
Elaine, it's so lovely to have you come and join us.
Lovely to see you too.
Really,
Thank
real
you. And please keep doing the BBC Radio 2 show.
Oh,
I
I'm glad you love it.
so much.
Yes.
I'm always cooking in the kitchen and I've got it on in the
Yes, well,
background.
that's the one now people come up to me and talk to me most about. Yes, it's that.
Lovely to see.
Yes.
You can catch 60 Years in Show Business on Radio 2. That's this Sunday. And then Elaine's chat with the amazing Zoe Ball is on BBC4.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Guest faced horrendous online hate and abuse as well as bullying at school because she was born deaf.
But now Love Island and Strictly finalist Tasha Guri wants to strike back against the bullies and show how people can use their differences to help others. It's the message in her new book called Your Superpower, which is being demonstrated so beautifully and displayed by Kat. Tasha, lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in.
No, it's nice to see you both again.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
It's a really, really special read. There's a lot in this to take away. It's not strictly an autobiography, is it?
No, I feel like I'm not old enough yet to have an autobiography. So that's why I went down the memoir route. It's kind of like being on FaceTime with me, my best friends, coming to me for advice. And it's all about my experiences, affirmations in there. It's not just for people with disabilities, it's for anybody that struggles with self-confidence, self-love, or going through bullying. And my parents are in there as well. So it's really good for parents going through hard times. So, yeah it's all around a lovely, lovely book. Really empowering. That's what I wanted with this.
Yeah, because I read all the bits that your dad wrote in there as well about the divorce, but also the fact that he was the one who kind of coined the phrase, it's your superpower.
He did.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so he always said to me, Tash, it's your superpower. He kind of gave me that positive outlook on it.
Yeah.
I always had such a negative thought about it, and he said, utilise it. You know, you've got something so beautiful, so really embrace your differences, and that's why your superpower is a perfect title for this, because it kind of relates to me and it relates to my family, and it really just makes me feel really independent and strong. And your superpower can be anything. It can be your kindness, your humbleness, or it can be absolutely anything. So that's why I thought that would be a perfect title for this.
And the way you've written it, you don't have to go from the beginning to the end. You can just dip in and out. It's like a guide. I really love the idea, though, Tasha, because, of course, you went through school, which what you're experiencing. Your parents send the kids off to school and panic and worry, especially if you're struggling as well. The guidance from your parents within there, just to help other people who may have to deal with that, to help you best or their children best, I think is really, really important.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I think this book is just for anybody out there that's going through hard times. And I believe obstacles come your way for you to overcome them, makes you stronger. And I always say every opportunity that comes makes you grow. And I always say a storm passes as well, you know. Sometimes it feels like life really is about to end, but a storm always passes and the sun shines again, you know, like today. That's what it's truly about. And, you know, I really delved deep a lot into my personal experiences that I've not really gone so deep into.
How hard was that?
That was tough, you know, you're showing a vulnerable part of yourself. This is the first time that I've actually gone, this is it. You know, this is all laid out now of my experiences and how much it affected my mental health growing up, but how I also stayed positive throughout it all as much as I could. And, you know, there's things in there as well that really do hit deeply, but I think it's so important to be vulnerable and raw. And I feel like doing this has made me even stronger. You know, I'm sharing something to help other people out there, which is what I want to do.
Yeah, because you had a hard time right from starting at school, didn't you?
Yeah, school wasn't easy, you know. I felt very isolated. No one else used British Sign Language, so I had to force my speech to get better.
So you used sign language up to the age of, was it 5?
Yeah, 5, 6 years old. And even in primary school, I was still using it. And I talk a lot with my hands now, still. And then high school was hard because no one could understand why sometimes I felt frustrated or why I was upset or sensitive. And also being born into a hearing family, that also had to adapt around me. They had to learn, OK, as parents, how do we change our lifestyles now? I have an older brother as well, so they also had to focus on him. So there's a lot for my parents to really had to adapt. But, you know, that makes them superheroes, I think.
It was Rose Ayling-Ellis who was the first person that you saw sort of represented a part of you on television as well, wasn't it?
It was. I always say Rose was the first person. I was 22 years old. That goes to show how long it kind of took for that representation on TV. And I remember watching Rose and I went, there's somebody like me on TV, you know. She had hearing aids, dancing, beautiful ball gown, Strictly, and I looked at her and I went, wow. And she gave me that confidence to do Love Island, you know, the year later. So because of Rose, she really broke down barriers, basically, and she brought the deaf community to representation.
And there's an amazing thing, though, isn't it? Because Strictly is one thing, it's a big showbiz machine, everything's controlled. Love Island is something, I mean, literally, figuratively and metaphorically stripped more bare on Love Island. You're there not wearing very much, being your full selves, and it can be a very critical audience watching it as well.
It is, you know, Love Island, I look back, even watching this, I'm like, I look so young.
You did.
Love Island was hard, you know. I always say it was a 50-50 experience because when you're in there, you're so not in the outside world, you have no idea what's being said about you, how you're being perceived. I was 22 going into that, so I was really, really young. And I kind of just thought, just have fun, it's summer, you know, finding love. And I had such a positive experience coming out as well. You know, I had a great relationship with Andrew for 2.5 years, which I absolutely will be grateful for. And, you know, I went on there for representation, which is what I wanted to do, show that we can find love even though you have a disability. And I hope I did that, you know. But, you know, I grew so much in a space of 11 weeks in there. It's like a social experiment. You are learning how to deal with conflict, how to meet new people, how to communicate and how to socialise.
And you are very young too to be doing that.
Yeah.
But then you had the confidence to go and do Strictly as well. Was there ever a moment where you thought, I'm not sure, I don't know if I can do this or not?
Oh, I was 100% all in. Yeah, I dived straight in. As soon as the opportunity came, I said, yes, absolutely. You know, and Aliash was a great partnership. I was so lucky to have such a great partner as well throughout it all. It was a great cast as well. I felt so lucky to be part of last year.
How have you found that resilience, though, Tasha? Because, of course, when you came out of Love Island, your parents had to sit you down and say, look, you might have had an amazing experience, but this is what has been happening while you're away. Online, there was a lot of trolling, people mimicking how you speak. And how do you navigate things like that to the point where when you get the chance to do a big Saturday night show like Strictly, you think, I'm not going to let that get in the way. I'm going to go all in because that's more important.
I think when I came out of Love Island, it could have gone two ways for me. I could have gone down the whole of really, really hit me, and I could have gone really...
Hiding away.
Yeah, hiding away. Or I just face it straight on. I said, you know what, I'm going to face the trolls and face them because it says more about them than me. You know, that's kind of how I thought of it. And they only know me from what they see on TV. The only people that really matters, people that really know me and love me. So then going to do Strictly, I said, when you use this as an opportunity just to fully embrace myself and ignore the outside noise because they're not doing experience, you are. So I really wanted to give it 110% and just have the most positive, fun time. And like bedazzling my cocker implant. That was my favourite.
To me, was a moment of genius. It was literally like, this is who I am, and not only is this who I am, I'm going to elevate it a whole other level, and I'm going to sparkle it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, to show people that you can embrace the beauty of it. And I had people sending me decorating theirs as well.
So they were doing theirs after that as well?
Yeah, and that's the power of representation on TV. It's beautiful, you know, to be able to connect to people like that. That makes me so happy. And if I can make one person just be confident for 5 minutes and I feel like I've done my job.
But Tasha, after being bullied time after time like that and then doing that, it's just brilliant.
It's inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you very much.
Thanks for popping back. Lovely to see you.
Tasha's new book, Your Superpower, is out now. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Ooh. Sorry, I've seen the first 4 and I still get hooked.
Do you? And it's right from the word go. Amanda is with us now. Like, literally, from the minute it starts, when they're all sitting down at that table and you've got cheaters on one side, non-cheaters on the other, and then the guy comes out with... and Oh, my goodness.
It is extraordinary. So 8 couples are put together and they, you know, they're all in their 30s and 40s. They've all been around the block. There's no children involved in this, I should say. They've got no children between them. And they all think that they've lost the love of their life, and it's about whether they can find their way back and change the patterns of behaviour and forgive each other and have closure. Obviously, that's what Paul C. Brunson's in there. He's a god. And I'm there as like a sort of a friend and an auntie. I pop in and out in a sequined frock. and just offer support and try not to be too judgmental. Because
now, Amanda,
yeah,
you try not to be too judgmental.
Yes.
I mean,
I am a judge.
Well. You are a judge by profession on another show.
Yes.
I'd imagine that you had a fair bit that you wanted to say.
Well, I did, yes, have a fair bit of what... Yes, you're absolutely right, Ben. So I think for the first sort of 4 or 5 episodes, I am unusually on the fence.
OK.
I am unusually on the fence because I do believe that all these people are good people, essentially, who have made bad choices and mistakes, which we're all capable of doing. Yeah. By around episode 5 or 6, the producers went, do you know what? We've booked you for a reason. Just go all in.
Yes. Both feet.
Go in. And I'm still not judgmental, but I feel then I can still sort of add my 2 pennies worth and offer advice or whatever. But it's different to all the other kind of shows of the same sort of ilk because I think of the digging that we do and the truth and the closure that Paul gets out of everybody and the exercises and he puts everyone through their paces. So it's very intense, it's very juicy, and I defy you to watch one episode without having to finish. You won't be able to not
There are
finish.
jaw-dropping
Yes.
moments. There's that sense as well, certainly the episode, I've seen the first episode, that the cheated, the ones that were cheated on, don't necessarily know the extent of what's happened. Sometimes they just had suspicions it was going on.
Yes.
And there's moments where that's all being revealed in front of
everyone. Yes, so there's a couple of people who forgot they cheated. There's people, and then there's evidence shown, exactly. There's evidence that sort of brings that to light. And, yeah, it's that the betrayed and the betrayers are all mixed up in a villa. So it's a unique perspective. So somebody that's cheated is going to live with somebody that hasn't cheated and sort of say, but you said that you were in love with this person. What made you make that choice? So they see everything from everybody's points of view and become friends with people that they probably wouldn't ordinarily become friends with.
Was there any extracurricular blossoming of romance as well?
I can't share. Because the sparks
There are sparks fly.
You see them.
You see them
right
early
at
on,
the
right from the
beginning.
start.
You see these sparks starting that aren't necessarily between the couples that are trying to get back together.
That was not the aim of the show. And I'm going to say, and probably the producers won't like me to say this, but you know how some of these reality shows are a bit produced or guided into certain directions? We just sort of dropped everything and watched it because we couldn't believe some of the stuff that happened and the way that it goes. And I was a bit like Davina McCall in the old days of Big Brother. I would sit there after we'd finished for the day. 74 cameras were in there.
74?
And just watch it practically in my pyjamas and then come back the next day to find out what happened overnight. And they just said, you couldn't write it and it wasn't written. It's amazing.
Was there some reconnection, though? Have you... The point of it was to work out if that was the answer?
Yes.
Did Paul work his magic and the whole experience...
Paul worked his magic, as you would expect. Yes, of course. And there are some amazing stories. But the positive thing about all of it is that everybody leaves a different human being. I'm going to say that. Yeah. They all have learnt tools and different ways to go into possibly a new relationship without maybe repeating the same patterns. And that's down to him being a guru and being fabulous.
Did you learn?
Oh, my God, yes, I learnt so much from him.
Is Chris getting the benefit of
So
this?
my lovely husband, who is also called Chris Hughes, but is not the Chris Hughes that was in Big Brother. So some of those headlines were slightly worrying. He came out to...
Is he fond of a litter tray?
He came out with the girls to watch it and bonded a lot with Paul, because Paul... See, Brunson's just bought a football team.
Yes.
He just bought Sutton FC.
That's her.
Anyway, so they were talking a lot about football, but Paul would give all this advice about listening to your partner and compromising. Both words that don't really come up in my relation, not my side anyway. So for the whole 10 days that Chris was there, I was really nice to him. It all went out the window.
Did it make him suspicious, though?
What's she been up to?
What's happened here?
She's hiding something.
I've got to talk about BGT as
well.
well.
Yes.
Because my boys are literally 9 and 7. They are addicted to it. They love your act, Ollie. Right from the word go.
Yeah.
They were
He came in
his
here with
biggest
us.
fan.
What a talented
He came in, what a talented boy. Did his granddad come with him?
Yes.
Oh,
of course.
yes, you
He's
see.
so charming
So
as well.
charming, so gorgeous, so down to earth. And also such a young person to be coping with everything that's happening to him, because I think his life did change overnight and he had a massive reaction. He's on the show this Saturday, I believe. So I don't know who's going to get the golden buzzer. Obviously, I pressed mine last week for the blackouts. But yeah, I'm keeping everything.
Are you? But it feels like everyone's playing a bit fast and loose with these golden buzzers this series. I mean,
There's too many of them. I'm going to say Simon's just gives them out willy-nilly. Also, sorry, I know he came on your show last week. Can we discuss Simon's trousers that he wore? What was he wearing? Did he cycle in?
Or skateboard?
Yeah,
Maybe a skateboard?
Look at that. He's got a good knee.
His trousers were as short as Bruno's top was low.
Well,
I know Bruno likes a little bit of
competition on the boob front on BGT this year, but I literally saw it all, and then I think I texted Lauren, Simon's basically wife. Yeah. So did he cycle in?
When you say basically what?
Well, they're still not married.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
They're heavily engaged.
That's another reality dating show. Heavily engaged.
But yes, thank you for saying that your kids love it.
They absolutely. What about the week when there was the guy with the watermelon and that made Simon lie down?
That was a bit mad.
It was nuts. That was.
I honestly, I know that you. I was so worried about it because they had matting down and Simon offered to do it, but it was so slippy that I feel like the man with the sledgehammer could have slipped at any minute and it could have been awful.
That's the
and
jeopardy
yes,
we love,
got
though, right?
St John's ambulance in the background, but I'm going, this is madness.
Yeah,
but that's why we love it.
The ice pack.
That's why we love it.
Is that why he's wearing the short shorts? Though?
Maybe. He's getting a bit of leg out.
Amanda, it's lovely we could talk for longer.
Thank you.
But
Yes,
we're out
we
of time.
could. It
So
goes
lovely
so
to see you.
Always, yeah.
Nice to see John. I saw John Turreau back there as well.
Oh, it's lovely.
Causing trouble. He's been up to all sorts.
Cheat Unfinished Business is out on Netflix today. It's brilliant.
And of course, BGT carries on this weekend.
It carries on this weekend for the next 5 weekends.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Oh, it is a beautiful film.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. The real-life Ray Wynn joins us now alongside her on-screen counterpart, Gillian Anderson. Good morning.
Morning, both of you.
Good morning. So, Ray, the last time we saw you, I think you were on the Thames Path with Moth, and you were walking there, right?
Yes, we were. We were walking into London along the Thames Path, and then we were going to complete the London Marathon at the end of it.
Yeah.
But later that day, after we met you, Moth was taken quite ill, and the next morning he was rushed into hospital by the paramedics. But I had to go and meet 40 people who'd come out to meet us to walk that final stage to Westminster. Correct. So he was being rushed to hospital, and I was walking with these lovely people who'd come out to meet us. So that day didn't end quite how we expected.
It was very dramatic.
Didn't. How is he doing now?
He's had a difficult year, but he's much better than he was a year ago. Good. And, true Moth style, he's working his way back.
Battling on.
Always.
It's so lovely to have you here alongside Gillian to talk about the film, of the book that you wrote. Gillian, I wonder how you first came across The Salt Path.
It had been recommended to me, and I listened to the audiobook. I do a lot of driving with my kids, as a lot of parents do, and so I was listening to Ray coming through the speakers in my car for a good period of time, and I was just completely blown away by it. It really shifted my perspective about the homeless, about people who end up homeless, and immediately started to try and find out who had the option, and it was taken. Sadly, it was already taken.
But was that, Gillian, was that because you were thinking you would love to play Ray?
Yeah.
So you always had it in your mind, listening to it, you said, this is the character, this is a woman that I would love to play.
I felt that the story needed to be told in a way, and I mean, diverging, but you know, particularly now, I think it was you know, it was a bestseller back then. It's beautifully written, incredibly poetic, and an extraordinary story in many ways about resilience and endurance, and a love story, a testament to their relationship. But also, you know, it's such an even more unsettling time for people right now than it was even back then. And, you know, working towards making a plan and having some kind of certainty, and then all of a sudden everything dropping out, and being forced, in a sense, to make a choice. And the remarkable choice that Ray ended up making for them was actually to do the thing that you would imagine you wouldn't do. It was the last thing that you would do, is to, decide to pitch a tent over a few hundred miles. But that's what they did, and it ended up, you know, being such an extraordinary...
Yeah, it's so interesting when you watch the film, because obviously it's about, you know, facing adversity. It's about celebrating nature in all its forms. It's so beautifully shot, and you suddenly go, what an amazing world we live in.
Yeah. And what an amazing United Kingdom we live in too, which is an extraordinary...
Yes,
the coastlines.
absolutely. But more than anything, Ray, I think it's a love story. I think it's a love story to you and Moth more than anything else. I love those words that you say when you know nobody else is listening, and they just really come from the heart. When you watched the film, did you like it? Did you love it? Did it break your heart? Yeah.
Obviously, I went into it full of trepidation, not knowing how it was going to be. But as soon as you were under the stairs, as soon as Ray was under the stairs in the film, I knew they'd caught that essence of it. Yeah. And obviously cried my whole way through. Because there were scenes in it where it was so true to how it really happened that I felt as if I was back there.
What did you think when you heard that Gillian was going to be playing you?
Well, obviously, I was quite shocked when I was told it was going to be Gillian, because my vision of her is as she is, something that's absolutely perfect, beautiful, glamorous. And I thought, how is she going to capture me at my most raw moment? And then I went into the house, because I took a phone call in the garden, went into the house to relay it to Moth, and told him that it was going to be Gillian Anderson playing me. I think he misheard me, because he said, Pamela Anderson, not sure if it's going to work. I know she's done some great stuff lately, and the whole no makeup campaign is
Might have been a very different portrayal, though.
Yeah, I think he was just thinking of Baywatch.
Well, there's a lot of beaches along this whole path. It's an extraordinary thing, this storyline, Gillian, and you get to embody lots of characters. You've done lots of real people now.
Yeah.
But, of course, doing a real person when the person is so vital in here is a very different thing. Did that add pressure to you, and Jason as well, of course, being Moth?
I think, I mean, I've played real-life people who have passed, and recently I did Emily Maitlis, who's more present. I think that was probably the most intimidating, because she's so well-known, and people, you know, listen to and see her
Everyone
daily.
will have an opinion of yours.
Daily. So actually, for me, it was less about what people, whether people would think that I would portray Ray accurately, but more whether Ray would think that I portrayed her accurately, which I'm not sure that was necessarily what I cared about in the other ones as much. It was more about public opinion and whether other people thought that But it was important to me that Ray felt like I'd captured an essence of her.
And it sounds like you do feel like that. When you watch Gillian and Jason together as you and Moth, do you believe it?
I do. I thought Gillian captured that sense of me being lost. Not lost on the path, but lost in life. And there was something really powerful in the way she portrayed that in the space between the dialogue and the action. But their relationship together was totally believable, because obviously there were ups and downs, and not just in the landscape. It was an endeavour, and you captured two people together on that path. So
but also the part, you know, they started out after, you know, a real injustice had taken place in my mind, and you know, the first part of the journey, as much as anything, was letting go of that. You know, how can you let go of a resentment or the fury injustice of having, you know, and particularly at this time when they had the diagnosis, and you know, the process of the journey of letting go of that, as well as the journey that they took, putting one foot in front of the other, but just, you know, how much the weight of that and the burden of that was also part of what they needed to, you know, that it's a lot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Can I ask you an X-Files question?
Oh, no. I was listening to the last podcast on the left, and the director, Ryan Coogler...
He's like, oh, no, that's
I got
me.
very excited about this, because he's talked about it, saying that they're very excited. They're going to do the reboot, and they have spoken to Gillian about coming back in some capacity. Have you spoken to them? Might you be involved?
I spoke to him, and what I said was, if anyone were to do it, I think you're the perfect person, and best of luck. Best of luck.
But he was talking to you about...
Call me, yes, but, you know, at some point, if the phone rings and it's good, and it feels like the right time, perhaps. That's what I said. But he's amazing.
That's enough for us.
He's amazing.
Isn't it? That's enough for us.
Gillian's in. Gillian is in. That's what I read.
Oh, boy. This is all that's going to be written about. It's all anybody's going to talk about. They're going to forget about the lovely film.
No, they have to see the lovely film too. They have to see it because, as you said in the movie, he's your home. So they have to watch them. They have to watch it.
It's very special. I hope people see it.
The Salt Path will be released in cinemas on the 30th of May.
Thank you both for coming in, Gillian, and do send our love to Moth as well.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. And Daniel joins us now. It's so powerful. The mixture of drama and real life, and how the footage weaves together. It's such an important story, isn't it?
A hugely important story. This is as sort of, you know, hard-hitting and gut-wrenching piece of drama as you could possibly watch, but nevertheless a hugely, you know, important one. It's obviously so it's like 4 episodes that starts in the 7/7 bombings in London 20 years ago. We then leap forward 2 weeks to when there was a copycat attack, and then subsequently from that manhunt, the tragic killing of John Charles took place at Stockwell Tube Station. So the beauty of this piece is that it's told from multiple perspectives. You know what I mean? You've got the first responders, Cliff Todd, who I play. You've got the armed response unit, you've got the upper echelons of the Metropolitan Police, and most importantly, you've got John Charles' story himself, brilliantly brought to life. We humanise him as a person and obviously his family. So, and they've been consultants and behind the drama every step of the way. So, you know, the purpose of this piece is to sort of, you know, honour his life, you know, and right the misinformation that seems to have stuck in this particular case.
There was so much of that, Danny, as well. I had just started more or less full-time on GMTV at the time. I remember getting the phone call about what had happened, and then we were reporting on 7/7, and it was such a visceral time for everybody living, certainly in London and going on the trains, and I have family members that were affected by one of the bombings. So for you to play somebody who was one of those first responders, those moments when your character, you go down into the tube and he's having to sift through the devastation is just such an extraordinary moment.
Yeah, so Cliff Todd, the character I play, was one of the principal forensic investigators. He was one of the... After the first responders had left, his job was to determine, indeed, what sort of explosive it was. Was it a package bomb or was it something far more serious, like a suicide bomber? We now know that was the case. It wasn't lost to me that day that we filmed the interior of the tube. You know, as an actor, sometimes you get given an opportunity and a role that comes along and you feel that sense of responsibility, you know, to sort of recreate that. I mean, the set design was second to none, but, you know, I think not just me, all of the ensemble of actors felt this huge sense of responsibility to get it absolutely right. It's written by Jeff Pope, who is an absolute master at bringing these sort of dramas to life. You know, he's got a kind of journalistic, forensic approach to his writing, and sort of no stone's been left unturned to give this is as accurate and as vital account of these events as you could possibly get.
And you actually spoke to Cliff Todd himself, and I think one of the first questions you asked him was about PTSD, and did he have... Because as he's walking down that tunnel, you feel how oppressive it is and how he doesn't know what he's going to find when he goes into that train. Was that really important to get that right?
Yeah, I mean, Cliff was on set with me every day. He acted as one of the consultants, and, you know, he had a wealth of experience. You know, he'd come across lots of bomb scenes in his time, but he said to me when we had our first Zoom together, nothing could really fully prepare him for what he had to encounter. You could imagine a blast of that magnitude in such a confined space, the devastation that it caused. Unfortunately, 52 people lost their lives, over 800 people were injured. And so somehow you have to kind of take on that information and act that whilst wearing a hazmat suit and a mask. But, you know, the stage directions which Jeff put in the script was all... You kind of just lean into that and try and convey what sort of an absolute unimaginable nightmare that must have been for him, you know?
It is an extraordinary drama, hugely important piece as well, just to understand what happened. But the very nature of being an actor, Danny, is that you end up doing a role like this that is so intense and so has to be rooted in the truth, and then the fabulous role that you had in Guys and Dolls, but you were kind of doing it at the same time.
Yeah, I filmed this drama at the same time as Guys and Dolls.
Being Nathan Detroit, dancing around on stage...
Yeah, I was a sucker for punishment. Yeah, I mean, it was... yeah, I was exhausted for most of it. But, you know, it was kind of great. That was the day job, and that was what I was doing in the evening. So...
Did you find... Is there an element, like, when you've done something that's as intense as that and as focused, that actually going in the evening and being able to dance around the stage and do such an extraordinary job that
Nominated
you did... Laurence Olivier.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there was a big release. It was an important part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, Guys and Dolls was one of the most uplifting... you know, things I've ever done in my life. It was just amazing to be part of. And, you know, once you know a show inside and out, you can... It's like riding a bike. You can just go in and do it. When it comes to something, you know, filming something like Suspect, every scene on every day is completely new. Yeah. So you're kind of using a completely different part of yourself as an actor. And but we had the brilliant director, Paul Andrew Williams, on Suspect, who's done an amazing job, and Paul was just great, sort of guiding me through the scenes I had to do, yeah.
And didn't someone say to you, you've got to play Nathan? You've got to be in Guys and Dolls. Didn't someone say
Yeah, that was the great Michael Douglas. I was working with Michael, and then I'd kind of got the offer.
Has he advised you on most roles?
Yeah, I phone him up all the time now. I've got him on speed dial, you know. It's me again.
Am I going in the jungle, Michael?
Not just this yet. No, and he, when the offer came in and I said, I'm in two minds, and then Michael went, you're doing it, Danny, and you're not taking no for an answer. So that was it. And then Michael and Catherine came to see the show, and they were so lovely with their time and met all the cast afterwards.
It's an amazing moment, isn't it? 'Cause I think you've talked about that Guys and Dolls could be one of the most important roles you've ever played, because it's had such a massive impact on your life. And those things you worry about and you concern yourself with, and Michael Douglas goes, Danny, you've got to go and do it. And then all of a sudden, everything blossoms from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to get advice from people, you know, around you that you care about. And but, you know, when you accept a role, it's always about, is it going to push you in a different direction? Have you attempted anything like that before? Guys and Dolls was a case in point. You know, I had loads of people throughout that time going, I didn't know you could do that. And it's like, you know,
I like that.
I mean, that's what you've got to do as a performer. Then you don't become stale, you know.
No.
And a human being, actually. Do things that scare you.
Yeah, I mean, I did nearly 300 performances of it in the end. I was ready for it to finish. It was the most exhausting thing I've ever done, but, my God, it was so uplifting, yeah.
Can we just ask as well, because we're all very excited about Thursday Murder Club.
Yes.
You have a role in that, and everybody is waiting in high anticipation for this.
Well, I had the honour of seeing an early screening last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so I've seen it, and... all I can say is you're not going to be disappointed. All those die-hard fans of the books, it just blew me away, yeah. And I was acting with an amazing group of actors, like with Helen Mirren and Naomi Ackie and Piers Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, Celia Imrie.
So what did you say? I think you described it brilliantly. You had Gandhi, you had the Queen...
Gandhi, James Bond, the Queen... Acorn Antiques, Whitney Houston, and that was on my first day. And I was suffering from imposter syndrome, and I thought, you've got to kick that into touch and deliver, Danny. So it's great. I had the most wonderful time filming it in the summer, and, you know, there's obviously lots of books, so fingers crossed we we get to do more. But it's brilliantly directed by Chris Columbus.
Yes, Harry Potter.
Who did Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And that was quite funny, actually. The first rehearsal I had with Chris, he said, this is the best cast I've assembled since Harry Potter. Wow. And I just instinctively said, yeah, and you screwed that up. I actually didn't use that word, but I won't say the word that I used. But it was a great icebreaker with Chris and I, and he's just done an amazing job on it.
Yeah.
So you look forward to seeing that. I think it's coming out in August. So
There's so much more we want to talk to you about. We haven't got time. Will you come back and see us when Thursday Motor Club's out?
Of course I will.
Amazing to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Suspect the shooting of Jean-Charles de Menezes is available on Disney Plus from tomorrow.
Thanks, Danny. Great.
Oh, hello. Brilliant.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Away from the big screen, Jeff's also known for his musical talents, and for his latest album, he's teamed up with some fellow Hollywood superstars to take on some classic musical tracks.
It's an absolute treat to have Jeff in the studio with us this morning.
It's a treat to be here. Thank you so much, Ben and Kat. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And look at you, and look at this.
It's like a keyboard.
It is.
I know it's like a keyboard. I won't show them anything else.
You can. This is my secret stash, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that, look at that. I'd like to go through that. Hey, what are you drinking?
Right.
I see.
Just a
Okay,
bit of fizzy
I got the whole thing. But you put your phone on silent, I hope.
Hey, tears and my purse is there and everything. Can we talk about this album? Because this is my getting ready album now in the morning. Still blooming.
Is that true?
For sure.
It only came out this last...
But we had a preview.
We get a preview copy, you see.
I see. You like it. I'm very proud of it. I'm happy to hear that so few people have heard it. So when you say, Kat, that you like it, it's I like it.
It's just brilliant. You've got Cynthia on there.
Cynthia
she does the
Erivo.
Vera Lynn track.
Yes, Vera, you know the Dame Vera Lynn track.
Of course. I mean, this is an important track for everybody
us.
in the UK, for Britain.
I know.
We'll meet again.
Britain, I know. I love that track, but I love how Stanley Kubrick used it at the end of Dr. Strangelove. Do you know that movie? And Cynthia Erivo, we got talking on the set of Wicked, and she said, yes, I'll do that. I love that song. So she knocks the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Yes, and then...
So can I just ask a question? While you were on the set of Wicked, were you slowly sort of chatting with the band and they were going, see if you can get Cynthia, see if you can get Ariana. Trying to do a little side hustle here, Jeff.
I'm not that type. No. No, it just kind of happened, just out of my enthusiasm, and I love music, and they, being in their presence, you can imagine, you know, I was singing everything that I could think of anyway, just because it was fun, and they knew all the songs anyway, Broadway shows, and that's how it happened. And then Ariana Grande, one day I was singing, I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why. She said, why you sing that song? I like it. She said, my grandfather sang that to me all the time.
Wow.
I said, you know, wow, we've got a band. If you wanted to record with us, that would be great. We've sung with we've had other singers. She said, yes. So we did that, and then Cynthia happened, and then Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, the Bossa Nova.
Bossa Nova.
Yes,
that I like so
yes.
much. We did a couple of Wes Anderson movies together, and we were at the premiere of Asteroid City. We got to talking, and it just happened like that. How about that?
That is just... It's got the Fabulous Baker Boys a little bit about it, you know, like the Michelle Pfeiffer thing.
That's so funny you mentioned that. I love that movie, Jeff Bridges. I worked with, I told you, Michelle Pfeiffer a couple of times. We did a play, we did a movie. I think she's great as Susie Diamond in that movie.
Susie Diamond, that's it!
And you remember her audition song?
Yes.
He starts playing. The last one, she's late, and they go, Jeff Bridges, who's a great...
what was the song again?
Dave Grusin is the person who really does his playing. It's very beautiful. I find it very moving. Well, she goes, let's do More Than You Know.
Oh, yeah. More Than You Know.
So he goes, okay, here's
it.
another one, not so good. And she goes, More Than You Know.
And it's whispery, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Whispery, very musical.
Yeah.
And the two brothers, because they're real brothers, you know, Bo and Jeff play the real brothers, the Baker boys. They go, ooh, you know, et cetera, et cetera.
And they realise how good she is.
Yeah.
It's interesting, Jeff, because I think this is your fourth album with the band.
Yes, the good people at Decca did this whole thing. Do you know Tom Lewis and Laura Monks?
Don't know them personally, no.
They're fantastic. They saw me on that Graham Norton show. It all happened right around these parts.
With Gregory Porter.
With Gregory Porter, because we started to play and sing. He sang, I played with him. And Tom Lewis said, hey, maybe Jeff...
Let's make a record.
Wow.
Maybe I should talk to Jeff about making a record. That's how it happened. They're fabulous. They're right around here.
But there's this lovely... But the lovely thing I didn't realise, Jeff, that if you go back a few years, now we know you as a recording artist and you've recorded all this wonderful jazz, but actually in the past, one of your teachers criticised your range. You didn't have a particularly good voice. Was that what the...
That's so funny. I did mention that to somebody once. That's so funny how people have picked it up. No, I was okay. Well, the truth is, my mom was sent home with a little note in school. They said, Jeffrey is in chorus, you know, but I don't know. He's got this low voice or something. He can't sing. So we were practicing some falsettos. And then, yes, I'm nothing if not conscientious.
Yeah.
So I studied along with my acting, you know, voice and singing. And yes, you know, well, I have what I have.
Yeah.
Everybody's got what they've got, and
But if you work at
Yeah.
it and you train, you can get better, you can improve,
sure.
right?
You certainly can. I believe in that. I myself play piano every day for an hour or so.
But you didn't like it at first, and it wasn't until your teacher played jazz to you that you were like, yeah, and you played Alley Cat. You learned what you did on that, right? Isn't that right?
Thank you
I feel
so
like
much.
I'm getting the way here a little bit.
Tommy Emil
You can
in
go and sit
Pittsburgh.
over there with Martin Lewis if you want.
He'll have me.
Yeah.
Started to play Alley Cat. Do you know Alley Cat?
I don't know the music, but I know the song. Yeah.
And that syncopation just got to me. Yeah. And then I started to play other things. That's when I started to really learn the joys of discipline and doing your homework. Which I'm trying to impart to our boys now. I know you've got 2 boys yourself, and they're doing piano lessons.
Are they learning?
They're learning. They've got a great British teacher named Pippa, who's very good.
Do they enjoy it, Jack? Are you quite rigorous with the practice, or do you let them just play?
That's such a good question. It's always it's a question. How much are you going to, you know, and how much do you go, hey, they're kids, and we can't rob them of their childhood. So both. My wife, Emily, was in the Olympics. She knows what it means to work hard towards something that you're passionate about and get something out of it. So, you know, we're both of that ilk. We know about that, but they're good. They're so playful. And
that's what you want, isn't it?
It's amazing. And so we try to balance it out.
Yeah. What ages are your boys? Have they seen, like, your movies? Because some of the movies that you do, like, for instance, my boys love Jurassic Park, right? All little boys love dinosaurs. They go nuts for them.
I know.
Do you show them to them?
That's a good question, too. Yes, I showed them Jurassic Park, and then we went to the movie theaters and saw this last one that we made around here.
Yeah.
And then they love the screen, but we're denying them, this is an interesting subject maybe, screen time entirely, no phones, no nothing. Hey, did you see that series, Adolescence?
Yes. We had
on our podcast, we'll talk all about that. But anyway, we're denying them screens. They love movies. They are mesmerized by stuff. So we try to figure out what we should show them. And it's the dam is already broken. It's hard. They've seen, you know, I showed them this Daniel Craig James Bond movie that Emily said too much, but they're into it. And they say, no, nothing scares us. But then they wake up in the middle of the night and go, I'm having a nightmare, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always a question.
Jeff, at what point will they be ready to see The Fly, which is, I realised, 40 years old next year?
40.
It's going to be 40 next year.
Where did that time go?
Well,
just an extraordinary film that I remember vividly when it came out. I think have we got a still of Jeff in it?
Ooh, look at me. I'm looking fierce.
Yeah. That's early Zaddy there.
That's right. No, they shouldn't see that. No, they shouldn't see that.
What are your memories of The Fly and the impact that had on your career?
Oh, thank you so much. You know, David Cronenberg is the director. Gina Davis and I were in it together. I was passionate about the script. We did it in Toronto, middle of winter. I'd wake up at 2 in the morning, get 4 or 5 hours of makeup, in that final stage. No, I liked it very much, and I'm proud of it. It's kind of stuck around. People kind of were struck by it, and so I'm proud of it.
40 years as well, though.
Why, yes. What the heck is going on?
Time goes by, as they say.
No idea.
You must remember this. A kiss
is still a kiss.
A sigh is just a sigh.
And what was lovely about that, the BAFTAs, last year, you got to play that.
I did.
As they had the in memoriam section, which is such a poignant, moving moment. I was kind of feeling for you, thinking, I mean, it's wonderful watching you play, but there's a lot of pressure at this stage.
Yes. Well, it was pressure, as you know, slash excitement, slash sober, you know, respect. So I did what I could. I practiced and I tried to do the best I could. And I saw people that I'd known and worked with, you know, and or who I'd loved, you know, Maggie Smith. Oh my gosh, I saw Prime of Miss Jean Brodie when I was a kid. It made a big impression on me. Then I saw her on stage and I started to weep just seeing her. What a fantastic creature she was, just her presence. In any case, I was glad to do that.
What about Wizard of Oz? Are we filming the next one right now, or where are we at?
Here's what happened. Around these parts, too, at Elstree and Sky Studios, if you know them, near St. Albans. We stayed at the Sopwell House. We filmed both of them at the same time. So they're done.
They're in the can.
Yes, they're in the can. You know your show business. But... You're like in Waiting for Guffman. You ever see Waiting for Guffman? Yeah, they go, strike this, strike this. Yes, we know show business. So you know all the terminology. But we filmed them, and right now, they're hard at work.
Are they?
Yes, Myron Kirstein and the great John M. Chu. And John Powell is scoring the thing. But I think it's going to be ready to be seen, you know, at the end of November. We're going to be on a blitz. I'll bet I'll be back around these parts.
Will you come back again?
Will I? Wild horses couldn't stop me.
We need to check. We've been teasing this all morning. You are now officially the governor of the Zaddies.
Do you know what this means?
I think I know what that means, You tell me. I want to hear what you...
A Zaddy.
Yes, sir.
Which we've come to understand because we did the research, but you are being described as a zaddy all over the internet. It's a daddy with swag.
Swag?
A daddy with swag is
and
a
what's
zaddy.
Swag? What is swag?
Style. A bit of, you know...
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi, which is French for... I don't know what.
I don't know.
I don't know what. I have to look it up. I will look it up, though.
Do you enjoy embodying the zaddy?
Doing what, the zaddy?
Do you enjoy embodying the zaddy?
Embodying zaddy. Yes. What can I say?
Oh, my goodness, Jeff, we could talk to you all morning.
We could.
Me too, you.
Unfortunately, it's live, so we have other people we need to squeeze in as well.
Don't go.
Jeff's new album, Still Blooming, is out now.
Please come back and see us. The Zaddy is in. When you're back, you must come and see us again.
I will, please.
Thank you.
And we'll get Kat singing on the next album.
Oh, thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
What's your reaction?
Oh, it is. Yes. It makes you feel really unsettled and you can't swallow.
My stomach is literally
I felt exactly the same. Roz is joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. We both sat and watched it and we were texting each other in between, weren't we?
Yeah.
And saying, oh, my goodness. I've never seen anything like it before. It's so unsettling and twisty, turny, and you don't know what's real and what's not. I don't want to say the wrong thing. So can you sum it up for me? Can you give us a summary?
Well, the trailer is a good taste. Two parents in the middle of the night, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., get a call from their teenage daughter saying that she's hit someone with her car. It's a parent's nightmare and their instinct is to rush to the scene and get there before anyone else does. On the way, while they're on the phone to their daughter, revelations come out that are going to threaten to tear this family apart. And once the parents are in the car, we, the audience, never leave their space. So we are on that kind of stomach-churning journey with them to their child, who is 47, 50 minutes away, and all we can hear of the scene at the other end is what we hear through the phone.
I mean, for me, I'd never seen anything like it. So when you read the script, what made you go... Because there's no special effects, there's no glamorous locations. How did you know it was going to be so good?
I think it's a page-turner. The writer has just tapped into every parent's fear.
Yes.
And the feeling, it's a giddy feeling of what it feels like to be out of control and to want to try and make it better. So they're trying to get to their daughter. They want to help her make her situation better, but things come out, you know, has she been drinking? You know, that's obviously going to go very badly for her if she has. You know, is the victim alive or dead? Mum is a paramedic. Mum can help over the phone, but where are the real paramedics? Why aren't the emergency services turning up? All these... It's one sort of sickening revelation after another. And it's very
one
real.
of the things that's so compelling, though, and I think you've described it brilliantly, Rosamund, because you're in their space. It feels so claustrophobic because we are stuck in the car with them and we don't know what's happening. Are we even going to get there? And as Kat was saying, there's no special effects. It is literally you, the brilliant Matthew Rhys, and your daughter on the phone and just sitting in the car.
Yes, and because we have such a brilliant actress, Megan McDonnell, playing our daughter, who was there live for us in the studio, but in a separate room. We called it the trauma booth, where we heard her through the phone in the car. It became incredibly real, and the sound effects, everything you hear of somebody trying to resuscitate a body, of somebody fearing that she's not alone where she thinks she's alone. I mean, the place we're trying to get to is a road called Hallow Road, which is the title of the film. It definitely has resonances of Halloween. There's definitely some witchy stuff going on in those woods. Why is she even in the woods? She was driving back to university somewhere. Why is she even off the main road? You know, all these questions. Layers. Yeah, and it turns out the parents' marriage isn't as solid as it might be. They have very different approaches to the crisis. You know, and it's also a story about how far we'll go as parents to protect our child. You know, do we want to make it? How do we make something like that better? And it's interesting that Mother, as a paramedic, knows that you can't actually take the pain of something like that away from a child. To live with the responsibility of having committed of having been involved in an accident is something you have to bear. To have somebody make it magically go away isn't actually going to save you. No. You have to live, because the guilt will tear you apart.
I mean, my boys are your character's daughter's age at this time, and they've both just started driving.
Right.
And there's always that fear. I mean, have you sort of gone through that idea in your head? Yours are a little bit younger. I think yours are a bit younger than that. What you would be like as a parent in that sort of situation, because you don't really know until you're confronted with it.
I do think about it, because my children are hellraisers. They're very, you know, get them behind the wheel of a go-kart, on a jet ski, on anything fast on skis. They love speed.
Fearless.
And of course that does give you pause for thought when you think about driving. I mean, I remember, you know, my own mother's fear when my first car I bought was a vintage car. Oh, wow. You know, which I'd been craving this car all my life, and I bought it. I was thrilled. And of course my mother was terrified that it would be unreliable.
What was it? Can I ask?
It's a Citroën DS. It's from 1972.
Oh, is it one of those
beautiful ones?
Like a shark. It's a thing of beauty. I mean, it was a feat of engineering. It's a rare beast.
But not necessarily the safest, most secure, and the most sort of stable.
It's pretty stable. It can drive on 3 wheels, which I told her with no uncertain terms. It's got such perfect suspension that you can blow a tyre and still cruise on to your
Keep going.
Yeah. So are you looking forward to getting back to the theatre?
Oh, I really am. Yes, I'm doing a play at the National at the Littleton this summer, all through the summer. It's a brilliant play by Susie Miller, who wrote Prima Facie. It's another play about the legal system, and I play a judge. So I've been having these very interesting days in court, observing judges at work in the Old Bailey and at Southwark Crown Court, and I'm very excited about it.
And how about being on stage? And that, what is it, 8, 10 performances? Well, how many performances do you do?
8 a week.
8 a week?
I think.
She doesn't really know.
I think it's 8 a week. Yes, I'm daunted because I haven't done it for so long. Yeah. And I never used to bat an eyelid, really, in my 20s. I felt very at home on the stage. In fact, I always felt more at home on stage than I did in a room of strangers or at a party or something. I felt a protective veil through being a character on the stage. I feel like sitting here on the sofa with you, I feel much more anxious. But having not done it for 14 years, I do have some fear, of course.
But you play real life characters as well so brilliantly. When you were talking then about going and watching the judges, you've done Marie Curie and Mary Colvin as well.
Yes, I have played, and that's a responsibility.
Yeah, it must come with a whole other set of kind of responsibility.
Demands.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're wanting to give a truthful representation of someone, particularly with Marie Colvin, who was the journalist for the Sunday Times, and there was a lot of footage of her, so people knew how she moved. With Marie Curie, there are photographs, but it's less clear how she sounded or how she moved. But Marie Colvin, I really had to work on my physicality. I worked with a dancer to change my whole body. And actually, I shrunk a centimetre and a half while playing her because I'd carried my shoulders in a different way and my whole spine had compressed.
That was a really powerful film.
So I'd start doing Pilates afterwards.
To try and stretch out again.
And you also became an ambassador for MAG because of that role, too.
Right, exactly, because of that role.
What is MAG?
MAG is the Mines Advisory Group, and it was tricky for me to go into an active war zone. The producers weren't so keen on that, but I could go into somewhere where it had been recently affected by the trauma of war with a team of deminers who were seeking out mines planted either by the army or anti-tank mines or scatter munitions from cluster munitions and safely detonate them. So I would experience what a huge explosion was like and how that would shake the earth, but it would be done in a controlled environment. And obviously it was clearing land and returning it to farmers and civilians who live and work and farm that land.
Hugely important.
So I've carried on. I was so inspired by the work and this idea of local people working to bring their land back from the oppressors that I carried on working with them and have now become their ambassador. So
well done.
It's important work.
Well, look, thank you for coming in and sharing a little bit about that, but also about Hallow Road, which Kat and I can thoroughly recommend.
Yes.
If you like sitting nervously for a good hour and a half,
eating popcorn like that,
and sort of
it's a thrill ride.
It is a thrill ride.
Buckle up.
Lovely to see you, Rosamund.
Lovely to see you too. In the cinemas on the 16th of May.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Chris and Jojo join us now. Lovely to see you both.
Lovely to see you too.
You survived, Chris.
Yeah, just about, yeah. It was tough at times, but an amazing experience, 3 weeks, which I'll remember and we'll remember for the rest of our lives. Just good fun.
Yeah,
really good fun.
Jojo, did you have, because we know each other from in the States, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea of exactly what you were getting into?
Like, I did, but I also didn't. I always think this with shows like this, you're going to go in and there's going to be some sort of TV element, you know what I mean? You're going to dress up as cats or play Family House, but it's going to be, for 2 hours.
We'll come on to the cat.
Oh, yeah, we will.
But it's it's from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. and it's an all-day thing. And I think even just the, being so, around people 24/7, I never processed that part of it. But it was, incredible. It blew away my expectation that I had. I knew it was going to be good, but it was by far better than I could have ever imagined.
And what about, you're shielded when you're in there, Chris, but what about the reactions since you've come out? How are you dealing with that? Because there's been an awful lot. Positive, negative, criticism, praise.
I think you just do deal with it. Like you said, you kind of have to. You put yourself on, a public perspective. You can allow for people to have opinions on things. And I'm always one people who say, I appreciate people who have opinions. I think when it comes to anything in life, I think it's good to you have your views on stuff. But we just had a great time. Like you mentioned, that it was relentless.
Yeah.
It was so relentless from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. And I always say it from when people view this. If me and you were best mates, Ben, and we lived together for 3 weeks, we would have niggles and we would fall out in that time. Because when you're in each other's space and you can't escape each other, it would be kind of uncharacteristic to not have issues and little feuds with people. But that's why we kind of had each other in there, and it was so lovely because it made you. It was a nice thing to have.
Yeah. I think one of the things as well, Jo, is you've grown up being on TV shows. You understand it.
Yeah.
You're very open and honest.
Of course.
There's been so many different reports over this weekend.
So many.
What's the truth?
Honestly, when I went into the house, day 1 fun, day 2 fun. Well, day 2 actually wasn't that fun, but with with Sweet Voldemort. But then, honestly, day 3, I was now in my own thoughts, away from everyone that I know, away from outside opinions, away from everything. And I sat with myself, and from that point on, I really realized things that I was okay with in my life that I should never have been okay with in the first place.
Do you mean your relationship?
And just so many things. That is one of them, but so many things. And then I, obviously I wanted to hold them inside, though, because I didn't want to air that out very publicly. But there were countless things that I was like, that's not, something that I should be okay with and I don't need to be okay with, and I'm not happy.
And I knew as soon as I got out, I wanted to fix things in my life and make the changes that I needed to make because I don't know, I think you have this experience that's so exhilarated. It's 20 days, but it feels like it's 4.5 years. And the first thing you want to do when you get out is just exactly what you need to do in your life to make it as good as you can. And I think I realized just how not great things were, that I was pretending they were great. And it's been hard, but it's been good. And I'm very happy with where I am now. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that I had you in there for support and for comfort, because even though you didn't know what was going on in my brain, you were still obviously are, like, support.
You did it very quickly. I mean, you sort of made those changes at the wrap party, by all accounts, and your ex has sort of come out and talked about that as well. So that's obviously going to shine the light on it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. That was not a plan. That was not an intention. That was not supposed to happen like that. Initially, I was told that the wrap party was something they didn't want to attend, and then about an hour into the wrap party, they decided they wanted to, and so I was genuinely just going to have a conversation before, and then it just led to another. They straight up asked me if I was happy, and I said no. And one thing led to another, and that conversation did take place there.
Was your relationship and what's going on between the two of you a catalyst in that? Is there stuff because there's clearly a very tight bond.
Obviously, we're close. Obviously, we're tight, but
I think it's like our friendship is like it's just a. It's hard to explain. It's just a really strong bond between two people, which is just a strong friendship. And I think you can have like a soulmate friendship. I think that's a thing.
Yes.
And to me, it's like that energy of where it's not like the standard friendship that you have with your friends, but it's it's still a friendship. We are friends, and it's just nice. And that's why I found it strange because it was such a strong friendship, but having someone in there to go through an experience like that and have someone there every day when you're emotional, when you're down, when you're happy, that was beautiful. Like, that is a genuinely, like, an amazing thing, and probably my favourite thing I got from the whole show.
So it's platonic right now, but Jojo, would you like it to be romantic? I mean, he's a gorgeous boy.
So are you, Ben.
He's a gorgeous boy, you're a gorgeous boy, you're a gorgeous girl. Look, he's a great guy. It is platonic. We have a lot of fun together. Life is life, and I don't know any future of anything, but I'm really grateful for our dynamic that we have and our bond that we have, and whatever life does, life will do.
Yeah, it's that age-old Harry met Sally thing, isn't it? That's what it is. Question for you. Was it a very conscious decision that you made to stand up for Jojo when Mickey spoke?
It's weird, this, because people have asked me this, and I'm thinking, like, did I do something wrong? Like, I thought we lived in but in a world, I think it was a very normal thing. I'm just surprised not many other people did.
Yeah. It was quite brave, though, because it was kind of still quite new at that time. And you didn't know him very well, and he was a loose cannon.
And I have a lot of friends. Like, one of my best friends is gay, so I'm like, within that industry, I understand it, and I've done a bit of my own drag stuff in my time, and I enjoy that community. I can see the talent in the community, and I know that everything that community goes through and stuff. So I just feel like when people are making derogatory terms or terms which just aren't, you just can't use them anymore. It made me feel uncomfortable being in that situation, but it's something that you feel like you have to, you should pull people up on that, because when there's right and wrong, it's like, it's easy to kind of express what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
If there's a bit of like middle ground, I might be a bit always Mickey Raw, I don't know what to say, but right and wrong for me is something that you can freely speak open about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard anything from Mickey since, Jojo? Have any of you heard anything? Has he apologised? Does he understand why what he was saying is not acceptable?
Look, after we had that moment in the house and day 2, we had a lot more conversation, and he did a couple of other things that I was like, you can't do that. And I feel like it was always kind of, babysitting, watching our back, watching his back for him. But I think, no, we have not spoken. I don't know if you have, but since out of the house.
I felt for him to a degree, because I think that there's someone in there who's just confused, and it's like he's been alone for a long time in his life. I think the last 7 years, he said. So elements of his social, like, life and understanding may be different. So for that reason, I did feel. I think it's hard to have natural human instincts and not feel sorry for somebody who feels so detached from what is going on in the world right now and what's right and wrong. But do you know what? When you could educate, one of the good things about him, on occasions he kind of like backfired, but he would listen.
He did.
And I felt like when I had a conversation with him, he would listen to me, and that made me feel, as time went on, less sort of intimidated by him. And he kind of did take it on him. You could see him listening and wanting to learn. And I think when people get things wrong in life and say things wrong, but they're learning, I think that's a good thing.
Talking about getting things wrong, all right. We just talk about the cats and
What about them?
and the litter tray.
What about it?
I'm like, well, I get the impression, Jojo, that like you lived your life doing crazy stuff like this. Cats told me all about what you do, but Chris, I wonder what your mates have made of the fact.
I can tell you. I can tell you. So one of my best friends, Macca, who was like my tennis partner, my good friend, his family are like they're a well-to-do family, and they're very nice and respectful, and they were absolutely loving the show. And then Macca's mum was like, I wasn't too sure on the litter tray, like the only bit.
It was silly.
Yeah, it was silly. It was fun, but we were so in character. When you do those challenges in there, like we are, some of us are like fully in character, and it's for like 10 hours.
Most in character.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you egg each other on.
Yeah,
you
and we saw
the two of you together.
Like, the litter tray was the size of these two tables combined, so I thought it was a human-sized litter. I thought that was part of the challenge, and therefore we prevailed.
So they did it. Yeah. Thank you for coming on the show, guys. You have been the most amazing entertainment over the last few days, and I hope this friendship continues.
Thank you so much. No, thanks, guys.
Are you going to be staying a little bit longer over here? Or are you going to be going to the States? Is this?
I leave tonight, or today.
You leave today?
Sad times.
Heartbreak City.
I know. Heartbreak
Hotel.
Space,
though. We'll watch the Space.
Yeah. She's a good one.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Well, he says it wasn't a setup, and he joins us now alongside fellow BGT judge Bruno.
Welcome to the sofa. It's lovely to see you
it's
both
lovely,
together.
so nice and relaxing, you know.
lovely.
We have
You got your mate here.
the river, I mean, it's beautiful. An afternoon with
West
friends.
London.
Bring the cocktails down.
You said it yourself. No one's going to believe you. It's not set up. It's so hard when those moments happen.
On my life, I swear to God, that was not a setup. I honestly thought, OK, someone's put in there. Yeah. And I said to the producers, come on, this is a setup, right? They went, no. I said to the guy, have you got a track? He went, yeah, I've got a track. I went, give it a go then. I just thought we'd never show it.
Yeah.
But he wanted to sing in front of me, and I thought, why not?
Let him do it.
Just let him do it. And I was laughing so much when the golden buzzer happened. I said, no one's going to believe this. No one is going to believe it. They're going to think it's a setup.
Yeah.
Even after the golden buzzer, I'm like, I'm still not sure. And you know, but that's...
He was so good.
When I saw it, I thought, well, having done so many of those auditions, we'd never be that organised enough to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's so kind of... Those days are carnage, aren't they?
They are. That's what creates, actually gives you so much energy. Yeah. Because we never know what's going to happen next. You literally... I am like, OK, what's happening? Who's going to... I mean, it is... I love it.
I feel sorry for him as well, because the poor guy's going... Like, he's probably getting a lot of hassle on social media.
You know what? He should actually... I'll do it. Take a lie detector test. Like, on live TV to prove...
Well, it's funny you say that, because we've actually got a lie detector.
Fine,
no,
OK, I'll do it.
I'm only joking.
I
will do it.
Why you all always have to go for the nasty... It is not
exactly.
set up, mate.
No, they're not being nasty. No, I get it. Look, people...
Bruno, we're not being nasty.
Actually, we're not that smart to do that.
It isn't.
Well, you missed all the drama. You wasn't even there, was you, Bruno?
Well, I was working. I couldn't because, I was actually live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I had to fly back. You're under contract. I just couldn't leave the show.
What do you make of your standing judge, KSI?
I think it was great.
He's good,
I got on very well because one day Simon couldn't come, so I did it with him. Very, very nice guy. Gets on with it. Great company. Love him.
Yeah, he was very good.
Yeah, very nice.
And he got it, in the moment. And, don't forget, you've got like 3,000 or 4,000 people behind you, really kind of rowdy in Blackpool, which is brilliant, by the way. It's now my favourite city.
It's pretty high pressure to give people honest feedback with that.
It's actually, honestly, it's electric. Yeah. You just go there, and the expression is they're up for it, right?
Oh my God!
And they're so much fun.
Yeah.
And they get so engaged, and it's just that's the fun of it.
Yeah, they literally shout at you.
Do they?
It does happen.
All the time.
The energy's wonderful, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that energy, and energy between you two. I didn't realise you go back to the 80s?
Oh, I love him. I love Sam.
Oh, yeah.
How did you meet each other and how did that relationship happen?
I'm not telling you how we met each other, but...
We probably met in the club.
We met in the club,
we had a mutual friend.
Yeah.
Bruno was a dancer. I was starting a record label.
Yeah.
And then Bruno became a choreographer. And then over the years, we kind of... Obviously, we were friends. And then we started to work together and, you know...
the last thing
with
was
my
Il
bands.
Divo.
Il Divo, yeah. I had this band and I needed them to get, you know, ready to perform.
I remember them.
We didn't know each other. And I said, look, I've got a great guy for you to work with. His name's Bruno. And I told Bruno all about it. And he worked with them for weeks.
And I love opera. I love music. You know, I'm absolutely fanatic about music. And I thought, Simon, this is fantastic. It's everything I love. And that was the year I got Strictly. Remember, and then the following year I went to America and he was like, I mean, he still is, I mean, but American Idol, I mean, huge.
Yeah, it went big.
And then I was on the next trailer next to him. So he has a double-decker. I mean, literally, it's like it's a house.
Golf course.
And mine, do you remember? We were next door to each other.
We were
I
neighbours.
arrived and it looked like a shed.
I did it to wind him up.
A shed in his shed.
With washing lines.
With washing
He
lines.
had a washing line. It is so not Hollywood. I'm like, you're going to go for it, go for it.
So there is him. He's like... I think I have to look at my contract.
But I knew how upset it was making him. And so I made sure my trailer was next to his.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You don't want to know when people say to me, what's his sense of humour? Like, that's his sense of humour.
Oh, my... And I fall for it all the time. Like the other... Oh, darling, I've lost everything. But, oh, my God, yes, he's lost everything. And I've known him for 40 years, and I still, he gets me.
See, now I know where he gets it from. He always has the big address.
Let's the best.
Oh, yes.
He's got a sofa.
Oh, no, Dermot was always the biggest diva.
Did you know that he'd always be a great judge on BGT?
Yes, I did. I was so upset at how well he was doing on Strictly. It really used to kill me. I mean, seriously, because we were friends and I hated him at the same time. Because every time his show was doing better than ours, you know, he would gloat, you know, it was awful.
By the way, we are beating you in America as well, you know, now. Oh, sorry.
We haven't gone on air yet.
Oh, last season.
Well, actually, no, you didn't, actually. No, actually, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Anyway, does it?
Well, this series of BGT...
No, you didn't.
How are you feeling? Like, you think you're in a good place this year with stars and stuff on BGT?
I really, really hope so, and I believe so. And I think we were just saying this earlier on.
Yeah,
it's
true.
You know, the auditions are one thing.
Yeah.
You go into the next stage, and the truth is, you've got to win.
Yeah.
I believe you've got to win.
Yeah.
Because I only really remember the winners. The only real runner-up I remember is Susan Boyle. You always remember the winners, and that's why it still is exciting.
I remember some of the losers as well, to be fair.
I do, but not as much as the winners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think when X Factor was on, it was such a big thing leading up to Christmas that you sort of got to know those people so well over a period of time, didn't you? We were on air from, like, September to December. So, obviously, you wanted to win, but you still had a big presence, whereas BGT it's more concertinaed, isn't it? So the winner's always going to be the one that really stands out.
I think it's important, you know, it's like getting the golden buzzer. I mean, that's why we decided to do something different with the live shows this year.
But there's a twist in the golden buzzer, isn't there? Tell us about this twist.
Well, I think everyone wants the golden buzzer, and I did it in America last year when I was beating Bruno's show. And I was thinking about it, we did actually. If you calculate it with the overnight. We have a much younger audience as well. So where was I? So anyway, the golden buzzer is exciting. So we've decided, we tried it in America, and it's brilliant. We're going to put it in the live show. So we don't know who's going to get. I don't know tomorrow which judge is going to get the golden buzzer. I genuinely don't.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you get to give an act a golden buzzer in the live show, which sends them straight to the final.
And we don't know which judge. And Anton Deck as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Anton Deck as well, yeah.
So I don't know who's
swear,
gonna do
again,
it.
I have no idea. I don't even know who's on the show tomorrow.
Are you going to be wearing them glasses again?
Yeah.
I love them.
Do you?
What's the reason for the red
Well,
glasses?
I'll tell you why. First of all, the world looks beautiful through them.
Oh, it does, actually.
Can I have a go?
I'm seeing Simon's world. It's
lovely,
wonderful.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. So, look, I mean, you work with light,
And
right?
noise everywhere.
I look at that light through that.
Oh, gosh,
right?
yeah.
So, and also, because I suffer from migraines,
put them back on.
It helps me with migraines. Yeah. And when I wake up at night and I'm reading, because I read from an iPad, I put these on, and it actually sends me back to sleep.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go.
How's that for a plug?
Gentlemen, thank you so
Bruno,
much.
Simon, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's it, Bab, that's it.
You're throwing us out.
Well, listen, the Britain's Got Talent semi-finals start tomorrow night, 7 p.m, right here on ITV1 and ITVX. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
After 3 weeks of drama nominations, quite a lot of canoodling, tonight one housemate's going to be... Tonight, we crown the winner of Celebrity Big Brother 2025.
Ex-housemates Patsy Palmer and Trisha Goddard are with us right now. But before we chat to them, our very own Will Best is live at the CBB house. Will, you are live on ITV's This Morning. Please do not swear.
You've pronounced swear wrong. It's swur. If you could, that's how AJ says it. Hi guys. This is very exciting. This is the last time I'm going to get to come into the camera run, so thank you very much for arranging this for this series. But yes, it is the final tonight after the drama of the triple Tuesday. 3 people left the house in a triple eviction. We've now got our 6 finalists, and we can see some of them here. So there's Chesney pacing around in those leopard print gym jams that he's been wearing all series. And you can just see there Jack P. Shephard. You can see his arm, he's in bed. Chris is just the other side. And then Donna and Danny are getting ready for the final day. Now, they were still asleep up until about 5 minutes ago, and we actually had to get them to turn the lights on because they were just having a lie-in, getting their strength together for the final, and it's all coming down to this tonight. But it's been an emotional few days. So last night, as we saw last night, it was the night before, we saw them get their letters home from their families. And even that managed to cause a little bit of drama. Some of the housemates got very emotional, and actually Jojo, who has been an amazing housemate throughout, got a letter that confused her a little bit and left her with a few worries about how she's been perceived on the outside by some of her own loved ones. Take a look at this.
I'm finding myself really analyzing that note, and, I don't like it.
As in, what, are you trying to find a hidden message or something?
I'm like, what are you telling me? Why did you not say I love you? Do you hate me? You know what I mean?
Oh, right, OK. She probably didn't want to say anything to tip you over the edge, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's emotional stuff. You're always going to read a lot into those letters. Now I've moved into the living room and the kitchen, and there you can see Donna, who has done incredibly well this series. And I think she could be up there with a real chance of winning it. But last night, they had their final meal. That is always, again, an emotional time in the Big Brother house. Everything they've been through over the past 3 weeks, it all comes to a head. And we've got a little clip, we'll be seeing more of this later, but a little tease for you guys of how that final dinner went down.
There's something really special about you, and I think it's the type of dad you are. I felt like you have been nothing but supportive, nothing but easy to talk to, nothing but fun. You've always been a beautiful man in here. And so please remember, no matter what goes on in life, that you genuinely are such a beautiful man with such a massive heart.
Beautiful. He is a beautiful man, and he wears really beautiful leopard print gym jams. Oh, look, they're singing. Oh, my God, Jojo's looking straight at us. Look at this. Energy on the final day. Danny's arrived. Danny's walked through. Look, they're singing, they're dancing. This group of housemates have really given us everything. I mean, this series has been... it's been up there with some of the greats, the iconic moments that we've had right from the start, the controversies at the beginning, Jojo and Chris's relationship that's been a huge talking point on the outside world. It's going to be really interesting to dissect with them when they finally leave the house tonight. Donna being a dark horse and absolutely coming through as one of the stars of the series, so funny, so warm. Danny being absolutely brilliant when he was playing mother for the house and making everyone fall even more in love with him. And then Jack P. Shephard as one of the bookies' favourites. So according to the bookies, it's between Jack and Danny, basically just drinking tea the entire series, and maybe that's been enough. That could have been enough to win. Just drink loads of tea and you can get the crown.
The win.
Tea for the win.
Thanks, Will.
Oh, thank you, Will.
Well done, mate. It's been a brilliant series.
Lovely. Thanks, it's nice to see the camera run is the best thing. But listen, what do this year's former housemates think will happen tonight?
We are joined by Patsy Palmer and Trisha Goddard. Hello.
Oh, welcome both of you. Little reunion here.
Trisha, welcome to your second home.
Yeah, I know. I've been here quite a bit, haven't I? Sorry.
Spent more time here than you have been Big Brother.
And do you know what? What's so lovely to see is your friendship. You haven't stopped. We were literally talking then. You haven't stopped talking.
No,
what
we've
you
known
been
each
talking
other
about?
before. We went. We've known. I've known Trish
years.
since I was very young.
I did a documentary with you
years ago.
Years ago.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen anyone react the way our Patsy reacted when she got evicted coming out of the house. It was like the best thing in the world.
Do you know, it was
You were
weird.
so elated.
And we'd waited so long. We only knew it was a triple eviction a few minutes before. So then to be called out was very strange. And it was elation. Yeah, I was excited to get out.
And what a lovely reception.
I loved it, though. I would have happily stayed there till tonight.
Yeah.
Because it was only a couple more days. But I never thought I was going to get out. That's the thing. So it's like Groundhog Day. You never ever think you're going to get out. Yeah.
Did you ever watch it back in the day when you were living
Not
here?
really. So I didn't really know. I'd seen clips of it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be, not know what you're going into.
Yeah, that was the blessing. That was
I think
the
if you had watched it, you were like, no, that's not for me.
maybe I wouldn't have, Especially with some of it, I'd have been like, oh, no, I can't do that.
I don't think anything you watch prepares you for being in there in terms of, not necessarily claustrophobia, but everywhere there's nowhere to turn, there's nowhere to hide, it's just, if you love your own space, it's impossible.
You know, looking at people and being told that people were behind the scenes looking in on us, and even that they were doing the show from the garden. We didn't hear any of that. No. But the thought, I just said to Patsy, that's well creepy. People were skulking around. Not the crew, obviously, we expected them, but like guests and other people. And Danny said, didn't he once? He said, I saw...
I can hear someone.
I can hear someone. Yeah.
It's a shame you don't go there today because it is an experience to do the camera run, see it from inside, because it's like your ghost.
Have you done it?
I've done it once, and the only way I can describe it is imagine you're a ghost and no one can see you.
Wow.
So people are living their life in the house and you're the ghost.
Oh, my God.
And they can't see.
I used to use it as a way we'd book guests when I did Big Brother. Because on Little Brother, people would come on the show, but can I come on the camera run?
Did they?
Yeah, so we used to take...
Wow.
I remember taking Kathy Burke
I did Little Brother, but I never, when it was Ryland days, but I never wanted to do that. I just watched all the footage.
Amazing, yeah.
But that's scary. I mean, don't you think, when you think... Some of the things we're looking into
it's creepy and scary. Trish, you lasted 9 days. It's a long time in there.
No, it's not as long as
But even with the nominations, honestly, it's good to have a chance to say it. And you know what it's like. You are clutching at straws.
You've got nothing, have you?
There is
around in the dirt.
There's no one to nominate when you get on so well with everyone. Yeah. And the day that I had to do mine, we'd had a really long day, all of us. It was really hard.
Who did you have to vote for when you did the face-to-face one?
Oh, God. My last one was Ella, and she'd already been completely having a mental breakdown, bless her heart. And that was the hardest thing for me. I was like, oh, no, I was tempted to change what I was going to say. But then I wanted to say to her what I was going to say, and she knows why, because I just wanted to say to her, just look after yourself. Just protect yourself. I always felt very protective towards Ella.
Yeah, so sometimes she was saying stories and you were thinking, no, don't say that story. You're on national television.
As in there's no filter.
Just
you forget. She's young.
Patsy was looking out for us, if to say, listen, you're on national TV. That's a story you don't want coming out, which was lovely.
You absolutely forget about the cameras after a while, and you forget that you're monitored absolutely everywhere. And like Patsy said, when it comes to nominations, you're literally scratching around in the dirt.
I mean, soon as someone says something about you, they had to do that task, and as soon as Danny and Trish started mentioning my name, I thought, because I thought I've got the nomination.
I've got a chance.
Yeah, because I have no one to nominate.
Just when I said,
good. Now I've got
someone to nominate.
No, but I've got 2 people to nominate because it has to be based on how you feel at the time.
Yeah.
But don't you think the other thing is that when you come out, and even more so for you, when you come out, you see something that You know, in real life, you would have said, "Oh, Big Brother, I can't," you know, and
oh, you say loads of stuff before it, you know.
Yeah, and then you come out and you read in the press it's some huge
big story. It was so little.
It's so little. It's
just silly.
Like,
it just gives you something to clutch at.
Yeah.
And also then you're like, OK, well, there's only 2 people this week that have said anything about me, so I can't say it about anyone else because nobody's said anything.
Yeah.
So it makes it almost harder.
Especially when the more divisive people leave early, and then you are. Because actually, that's what I loved about the series. And I love it when Big Brother and I'm a Celeb does this, where they'll just cast, like, quite nice people, and you're still watching it and you're still really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But there's no conflict. But you're still watching it and enjoying it.
But there's something else going on. It doesn't have to always be conflict.
Exactly.
It can be, you know, tears or doubts or, you know...
It's much nicer.
It's much nicer. And people can get on, like, everyone's going on about Jojo and Chris. People are allowed to
be friends,
get on, aren't they?
Friends. They've made a little bond. It's so cute.
Yeah, but people are obsessed with that story. Like,
well, and
absolutely.
they all have their take. We all have our take on it and what have you. And I guess in the end, only them know what's going on. But it's going to be interesting tonight.
Who do you think's... Who's your money on? Who's going to win tonight?
I would like Danny to win. We both think we'd like Danny to win because Jojo's got a career, hasn't she? You know, Danny... It's going to be a juggernaut, I think. It's going to be a juggernaut.
Do you think he'll drag up tonight? He might drag up.
I don't think he will.
No, he's discovered himself behind drag, I think.
Good.
I don't know that he would go back. But Chris, don't you think Jojo and Danny... Well, I think those 3 voting-wise are going to be...
Well, I think
love
Jack
Donna.
might win.
I think Jack will win.
I think Jack could win.
He's
And
been
I thought it through the whole thing.
All the way
I just
through.
think can't underestimate the power of loyal Corrie fans.
Yeah.
And they are very loyal.
He's very chill.
He's got
just comes across
something
like a
that's
lovely
really
guy.
funny. He's a very dry sense of humour.
Yeah.
People like that. He has maintained his sanity through the whole thing. He's enjoyed everything, good and bad. He's just loved it all.
He's there. He's just...
I think he might win.
Well, he doesn't say a lot, but when he does say something,
funny.
he's hilarious.
Yeah.
And Donna's like that as well.
Oh, they're we've had some
Donna.
hilarious people
Donna's
in there,
gorgeous.
honestly.
And I love the fact that you kept your zen in there as well.
Yeah,
you
baby.
chilled
I
out.
had to.
Meditated.
The only way to get through it.
It's the only way.
People were creeping around behind the back.
Actually, Tricia,
No one's
thank
creeping
you.
around. Stop saying that. Just having a little goosey gander.
No, we just have a little look. It's interesting.
Celeb Big Brother, live final, this Friday, today. ITV, ITVX, STV, STVX, blah, 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 blah.
And that's our Patsy and Tricia.
Thank you. Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.